Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons & Dragons. Before we jump into our episode tonight, we do have some announcements to get through, beginning with our sponsor for the night, Fandom Gaming. Sam.
Oh, sorry. Sam. Yeah.
Sam.
Tonight's sponsor is our friends at Fandom Gaming, makers of D&D Beyond, and their ongoing super sale on all products. From now through May 2nd, they're offering 25% off all books at D&D Beyond, which includes the recently released Candlekeep Mysteries and upcoming Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft pre-order, not to mention our own Explorer's Guide to... I can't even say our book. Explorer's Guide to Wildbound. Check everything out at dndbeyond.link/spring sale. And speaking of spring sales, after several hundred advertising gags, we've developed quite an inventory of props in the back there. So inspired by the folks at Fandom, I thought I'd do my own spring cleaning, clearing out the clutter to raise money for charity. Maybe even to raise some money for our own Critical Role Foundation and their awesome 826LA fundraising push.
What? That actually, we do not want to be associated with whatever it is that you're about to do.
I'll take that as a yes. So I've given the entire cast auction paddles. Go ahead and hold them up. And let's auction off some props for a good cause. Item 1. A bag of hair that I shaved off my scalp in that haircut bit a few weeks ago. Smells like Head & Shoulders extra strength. Let's start the bidding at $10. Anyone? $10? 10? Do I hear 10? Do I see 10? No bidders? No bidders? What if I told you this bag does not only contain hair from my head?
I will take it.
Aha! Sold for $10 to the creep who loves me. All right.
What is for the Critical Role Foundation?
No, it's not. CRF, we don't want anything to do with whatever the hell it is that you're doing.
Thanks, Ash. Next up, item 2. My pink latex costume from Gen Con a couple years ago, unwashed.
Oh, God.
Let's start the bidding. Ooh, at $100. $100.
I'll pay $100.
Okay. Yes, Matt.
What? It'll look good on the playa, you know.
That's actually a great point. $200?
Okay.
$300.
Hey, we live together. We can totally share.
$500.
500 sold to the man who doesn't understand how auctions work. Remember, this is all in support of our charity.
Please stop saying that.
Item 3.
No, it's not.
1 bite guard, slightly used to prevent you from grinding your teeth.
Ooh.
Nice, huh? Shall we start the bidding at some amount of money?
I don't remember that gag. I also don't remember this line. It's not highlighted. Is that a prop from one of your skits?
No, I stole this bite guard from Travis's bedside table last night. Do I hear $50? $50, anybody?
Wait, what? That was you?
How did you even get in our house?
Through the vents. You should really clean them out, by the way. Do I hear $50?
I thought that was just like a weird nightmare.
It was. It was. $50, anyone? Do I hear 50?
Over here. I'd like to have that. I'd like it very much.
Ew, why? That's my bite guard.
Not anymore. It's not sold to the 30,000-year-old man.
Why do you even want that?
I have my reasons.
That's gross.
Remember, all this money tonight is going straight to the Critical Role Foundation.
I will sue your ass, Regal.
That's all the time we have. Back to you, Matt. Thanks, Fandom.
Thank you, Sam. And thank you, Fandom. And of course, I want to thank you all so much for joining us here at our live Twitch channel and on YouTube. And of course, to join our live official moderated community chat, please head on over to our Twitch channel for the show. Also, our Vox Machina Origins Series 3 issue number 2 is now available at local comic shops as well as online digital platforms like Dark Horse Digital and Comixology.
Number 2.
It's fantastic. I'm super excited you guys get to continue this story.
Give it to me now.
Oh, don't get me started on that song. I won today. All right, Ashley, by the way, since you spoke up, you have an announcement.
Oh, yes, I do. Okay, so thank you so much for your support of our Critical Role Foundation fundraising campaign. Sorry, I said that so weird. with our friends at 826LA. Woo! So since we are pre-recording the show, the best way you can catch real-time fundraising updates is by following us at Critical Role FDN on Facebook and Twitter. And to learn more about our campaign to build a writer's room for students at Venice High School here in Los Angeles, or to just donate, head on over to criticalrolefoundation.org.
Yay!
Thank you, Ashley, and thank you all so much for your tremendous support of the Foundation and 826LA. Laura, you had some quick announcements.
Oh, yeah. I just have one little thing to say right here.
Ooh,
So we made these patches for our live shows. It's of the Darrington Brigade. It's like, you know,
Love those guys.
yeah, troop badges and whatnot. But we don't have a live show. We haven't had one for a while, so we put them in our store.
Yay!
So check them out. There's not a whole bunch, so they might already be gone. I don't know.
Perfect. Thank you, Laura. And with that, I believe our announcements come to an end, which means it's time for us to jump into tonight's episode of
No pun intended.
Critical Role.
The adventure begins. They were always beside you, your nerdy best friends, and the DM to guide you. And they rise from the flames for the battles ahead. Villains beware, 'cause you're about to be dead. They got magic and flair. They got falchions and cunning. They don't see over there. There's a monster incoming. Inspiration is waiting. Rise up, don't think twice. Put your fate in your hands. Take a chance, roll the dice. Can you answer the call? Digging deep in your soul as the legend unfolds. Now it's your turn to roll.
And welcome back. So, last we left off. Last we left off, the Mighty Nein continue their delve into the ruins of Aeor. After making a new friend in the Aeor known as Charlie, dragging it through the rest of the Presidious Ward, avoiding some dangers, encountering some dangers, getting a rest, you eventually found your way to the Genesis Ward, where it seems some great cataclysm, even more ruinous than the destruction of what you've come upon so far, seems to have carved out the center of the entire ward into this massive, lightless pit. Whereupon on the inside you can see layer after layer of subterranean basement levels, some sort of a continuation beneath the surface, where more arcane research once transpired. After finding your way down within a few of these levels, you did battle with a few entities. You managed to restore Charlie to his former glory and all of his memories, and found out that indeed the original name, Devexian, was what it once and now calls himself. Upon which he gave you some information that you require as a thank you, but had his own business to tend to and left you abruptly. But you knew, thanks to Devexian, that what it is the Tomb Takers seek seems to lie somewhere in B9, the basement floor below. However, the battle that transpired, you found best to not necessarily see to its bitter end. After banishing the remaining foe, you all ran and leapt off the side to make your way past many floors in hopes of eventually finding which one was B9. As you leapt off the side, a few of you managed to catch yourselves with some flight spells and sought to aid the rest of you to fall with feather fall. So now as you all begin to drift downward into the dark, lightless expanse. The first order of business, who cast fly? You, Essek, and you with your sword.
Yep.
Could you roll a d20 for me, please?
Oh no, you just got your hair back.
4?
Problem.
Alrighty.
10?
Okay. So it seems that the Aorian fields of strange, wild, odd magic did not affect those castings. Everything goes well. Feather falls below 3rd level, so you're fine. But as you all begin to drift down, who's keeping track of what floor you are on and which ones are passing beyond?
Somebody that's perceptive, go.
I was keeping track.
Kayla will assist because his the keen mind feat he would remember, even though I don't because it's been so long.
That's true. Go ahead and make a perception check for
Is
me.
there a light? Did you globule?
Sword is glowing.
We were on.
The sword is glowing. What'd you get?
Yeah, 1.
A 1.
I was-
And it is very bright. The sword is unnaturally bright for what you're used to. Suddenly it's like, I can't quite see.
Yeah, bro.
But I said I was keeping track too.
Okay, make a perception check as well.
I'll just move my auction. Natural 20.
Look at that. Back and forth on the scale. Damn. Keeping tabs as you plummet slowly, thanks to Veth's magic. Kind of watching as you go. And it's challenging because you'll only be able to really discern based on the fragments of light that reflect from Ford's sword and your general ability to kind of discern the dark, colorless shapes as you pass by them. But you kind of count in your head as you go between the levels. And they're scattered. It isn't like each layer is an entire floor. There are different places beneath, kind of an odd pattern as they were constructed, almost like a series of intentional anthill type constructs beneath the surface. But as you believe, you begin to count down to 6, maybe 7, 8, and you all begin to hear it too. That sound of rushing water that you've been hearing at different areas throughout and seeing little bits of water and trickle is getting louder and louder still. As you catch down toward the shelf of B9 would be, you see there is a wide shelf-like platform, maybe about 30 feet across, and there is just water pouring off of it, like it's a large aqueduct-type vent, and it's just a layer of water. It's just spraying off. It is 9, and the tunnels continue down below.
That's 9. The waterfall. That's level 9. That's level 9.
Can't get us over there.
Help! Help!
The 3 T-flights are all just kind of like slowly pushing the crews together.
Flying V.
The gentle nudge, you all begin to kind of corral yourselves inward towards until eventually you all begin to step down into the area. And the water that's rushing past as you begin to eventually touch down, it's not super thick, maybe like 1.5 inches to 2 inches tall, but it is a continuous layer of water that is now pouring through, and as your feet touch, you can see it dividing amongst your ankles and beginning to feel a little bit of tension from it, pushing past you, but not too strongly.
I'm going to hover just above.
If I'm walking on the water, is the current pushing me off?
It's like a treadmill.
Or some sort of treadmill effect?
Walk on water is an interesting spell because you can walk across a surface that is liquid. I do not believe it says anything about being affected by the speed in which it's going. I will double check.
Is it like a snowboarding thing where you can kind of like maintain just by doing a little bit of left, right, and then you can let it take you when you need to? And kind of...
As if it were a harmless solid, so I would say no.
Okay.
Essentially, I will say that there's an arcane barrier that comes just in between where your feet actually contact the water, like a severely hydrophobic material.
Oh, cool.
And you just kind of stay right there on the surface. So it is going quickly, and you freak out for just a second, but your footing is still pretty solid as it just passes beneath you.
Gonna do some 180s.
So
What's the temperature of the water?
You reach down into it?
Yeah.
It's quite cold.
Okay. This is melting ice.
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting.
That's my theory. Something hot up ahead, maybe.
As you all stand here on the broken ledge, the path continuing inward towards what looks to be the subterranean structure ahead, like a 50-foot wide hall that you are currently standing at before it collapses down into the tunnel below. You can see maybe like only a few bodies that still remain in the space strewn across the marble floor, partially submerged in this perpetual stream and not being forced out because they've been caught on some of the rubble and fallen debris that seems to have gathered at some of the edges that have held against the stream. And right off the right-hand side of the ledge, kind of to the right of where you all landed, you can see there is the broken remnants of a door frame and some sort of an arch or entryway into a chamber beyond that has completely fallen or was carved off with the destruction that transpired behind you. So you're standing partially in this large hall, and one of the large chambers that it connected to no longer exists. Looking ahead, in a westward direction, you see a small set of 4 stairs that lead up into an arched hallway. And that currently appears to be the only place from this particular platform that you could head.
And water's pouring down from the hallway. I'm
Correct.
assuming. Okay.
And as you look ahead, you can see it kind of like cascading down the stairs.
Okay. All right.
Any writing? Does it look any signs or anything over the gateway?
Make a perception check.
12.
12? You do not see anything, unfortunately. Interesting point, though. As you kind of gather yourself here and everyone's kind of jumped off, you go for your goggles. But the shadows aren't quite as piercing as they once were.
Fucking eyes.
I put them on.
No real change.
No real change.
You all right?
You too. I wasn't sure.
What?
Yeah, no, this is...
You too? What does that mean?
Yeah, what?
Good band?
Band?
What's a band?
What's a bondo?
You are the front woman of your own band.
I know it was poorly. It was a bad.
She's trying to break the tension.
I'm trying to break the ice, so to speak.
Oh, no.
Even though it's already broken.
Ice is melting, Yasha.
I know. What are you talking about?
I wasn't sure.
Is it the same? Can you see better? Do you feel like you can see?
I think
In
so.
the darkness? Or something else? Veth,
What?
put these on. Do they still help you? You're 3 feet from me.
I like to make things dramatic. Yeah, this helps a lot. Thank you.
All right, well, that answers that question, I guess.
Hey, at least you're getting some cool abilities out of it.
Can we try something? Can you make your face look different like you do?
Sure. I'll try and look like Caduceus.
Oh, not bad.
Where you both see the Caduceus face, it has a faint shimmer or transparency to it, and just beneath it you can see the outline of Ford's facial composition.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
What's the price, though?
You know you two can use your words if you're doing like a weird psychic thing or...
No,
You know you
no,
could
just
use your
process.
word.
Yeah, you
Okay.
two talking to each other
That's
now?
fine.
Can you read
That's
our thoughts?
fine.
Can you read our thoughts?
What number am I thinking of?
What number am I thinking of?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was watching you talk to your friend.
Artie?
Yeah,
Could you see Artie?
I could see Sprinkle whispering in your ear.
Sprinkle. Sprinkle's been dead for centuries.
Is that something that you have been keeping to yourself, or?
Wait, what?
Yeah, once when I was a monkey, and then later you talked to him again, and when you were talking to him,
Talking to
Sprinkle was
Sprinkle?
chittering in your ear.
You see like Sprinkle slowly emerge from around her neck and kind of look up with the eyes and the kind of glance over of the weasel and go, well, how else was I supposed to stay with you and keep tabs on you?
What's happening?
You're in hindsight.
Oh my gosh, and you've just been here the whole time?
told you I'd be keeping an eye.
I love you so much, Artie. Should I call you Sprinkle? Should I call you Sprarty?
We'll stick with
Sprinkle
Artie
is the
for now.
traveler?
Of course he is. That makes perfect sense.
The only reason he's still alive.
You're not entirely wrong, and it's been a journey.
Wait a
He kind
second.
of shakes off a bit.
Did you know this?
How did you know?
I wasn't sure if I thought maybe I was imagining it the first I was a giant chimp, but then I saw it again. And then I started to... But I wasn't sure.
Is there anything weird I have that I should have noticed? Am I missing anything?
No.
You weren't in close a proximity during
I
the...
didn't see
I
it.
think we joked about that one night. Fucking weasel. Shit.
What?
Oh my god, that makes perfect sense. And have you always been Sprinkle? Did you take over Sprinkle? Did Sprinkle die and you like absorbed?
No.
You've always been Sprinkle?
Let's just say the gentleman who sold me was surprised to see he had a crimson weasel, but wasn't against selling it to the first person he came across, which I
Oh my god,
counted
I
on.
even put a little blue bow, a little green bow on you. It makes perfect sense.
He killed the real Sprinkle, just saying.
Well then,
Shh.
Wait, that was never a real Sprinkle. It was always
deal
the
with
traveler.
Professor Thaddeus. He actually just was a dick. Did you know
He's
him?
just an asshole owl.
Well, what the fuck?
Spent a little time with him. Kind of a dick. I'm just...
That was cool.
You dodged an arrow on that one.
What other gods are animals?
All of them.
The poof dog.
Happy.
I know
Do you
anything
still
about
want to
Zeus.
write on my shoulder? Are you happy where you are?
I mean... It's pretty comfortable up
Okay. Hang out.
Didn't I bathe you one time?
here. Yes.
Oh my god.
You scratched me though.
Yes.
Okay.
What else have you seen? And how long has this been going on?
Barely at all. DM, point of clarification, the first time as Capeleb was 2 eyes, then a night's rest, and then 3 eyes, and I saw it again. So it was already going on with 2.
Mm-hmm.
But only for you?
I mean,
No.
did I notice? Because I was using my goggles just
She's not very
the
perceptive.
other night, though. But I'm not very perceptive.
There has been a progression,
Oh, wow.
circumstantially, and with that particular
Light all the time from Ford, from his blade,
yeah.
drift
So
globe.
it's been very situational. You guys have been instinctually keeping light up for a lot of the time, regardless.
Yeah, so it's we can see in the dark currently, and we're seeing through illusion.
And see-through illusion.
Wait, but
It's
you
true
have
sight.
3 eyes, right?
D&D true sight.
3 eyes? Doesn't that imply that you have a third power?
You're gonna be able to read our minds. What could Lucian do that we noticed? What could he do?
The spell, see magic.
Their magical stuff. Everybody's magical stuff is not glowing around me, is it? No.
Seems selective.
So you've gained abilities for reading the book, but what did you give?
Well, I think we know what's at risk, Ford.
Yeah. Nothing's free. I am going
Very concerned.
to look at Caleb, though, and be like,
You're gonna try to communicate?
can you hear me in your head, though? Yeah, can you hear me? Yes, I'm thinking this.
And I'm thinking, she's probably trying to send her thoughts to me.
As she stares at you,
Shut the
you
fuck.
hear the faint echo of her words into your
He does not!
Just you? Or I'm gonna try to. I'm doing it too.
No, you're not.
Yes,
Are
I
you?
am.
Nothing from
Thinking
Jester.
something. Nothing from.
Nothing from Jester? Wait, but does it work with us doing it to other people? Yasha.
Who am I in love with? Oh, that's dumb.
No, listen, can you hear me?
Say
Can
it
you
out
hear
loud.
me?
Can I hear you?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and talk to you.
Okay, let me see.
I will very quietly cast message
You shit.
and just say, "Hey, girl, it's me, Beauregard. Oh, you wanna
Ashley,
get freaky?"
it's hard to make out any of these words as 2 voices are competing for the attention in your mind.
Shit.
So they can't, but we can.
Wait! You have two voices in your head, and one of them sounds like Veth. Oh.
It's because you can hear my thoughts. You could have done that
Yes, I
before.
could have done that before.
Yeah.
I look over at Jester and think, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Do I get it?
You do?
This is the coolest thing ever.
So wait, but
This
then
is concerning.
is there a third ability that we're
But
missing?
that's 3, isn't it?
Dark illusion,
And telepathy.
telepathy.
Oh my
I guess I was lumping the seeing better
Could be.
into one.
Could be.
Don't
You'll
get
have
greedy.
to stumble on it.
Well,
you got 3.
It's possible. It's possible there's something else.
Maybe they have vision insurance. That's all I'm saying.
But it's
how come
possible
we
that
can-
he'll be able to control you like instantly, like he can the other people as soon
That's
as
been
you're
my
around.
biggest fear this
That
whole
Definitely
time.
means he can probably communicate with you, and you can
could
probably think at
communicate with
him.
He already is.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's talking in your brain. He's talking. Can you hear him right now?
No.
how about now?
Ask him where he is.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Why?
He'll think about us. It's weird.
It's just wild to me that the least amazing thing about this exchange is that Sprinkle is a god.
I don't know. I think that's one of the most amazing things about it.
I agree, but it seems like secondary at this
I mean,
point.
he's also a
Pretty easy
god.
process,
Like it's like the
really.
Trinity. He is a god. He's not a god. He's a Vey Prince. He's a weasel. There's a third thing we haven't figured out yet.
Okay.
Well, this
Well-
is a thing.
We should be moving. You guys should be careful.
I'm also wondering if when Devexian said that we needed to have a trained eye upon the gateway.
Sorry.
What, did you just get the vapors just for me saying
I just
his
swooned
name?
a little. I swooned a little.
Wow.
It's okay.
Okay.
He was
Yeah.
pretty
He
dreamy.
was really hot.
I mean,
yeah.
Cut.
like, why would a robot need to be that attractive?
Why would
wouldn't
you
if you're
never-
manufacturing
exactly,
something-
make him super hot?
Yeah.
That's true.
Can I scoop down into the stream and taste the water? Does it taste like salt or fresh?
It's interesting. It's very cold and very clear. And then when you taste it, it has a faint salty taste to it.
Slightly brackish, perhaps? A mix of the two?
No, it's fairly clear. It's fairly clean. It just has a very faint saltiness to it. It's odd. It's not like a, an ocean level.
And we're in the middle of a landmass.
Yeah. But
Ish.
What does that mean? I mean,
a salt taste is strange.
Do we know anything about the geography of this place? I mean, we're not on some sort of giant glacier ice shelf, are we? This is a continent, yes? Earth? Rock?
I mean, I think Aeor is just a big ice, isn't it?
Isocross's tundra is like our Arctic.
Do we know? Do we know if it's like an ice shelf or a landmass, or?
You can make a history check if you'd like.
Well, she,
Also, don't forget, guys, we have to do a hero speech today.
sure.
Yes.
While she's thinking about this,
Sure.
can I walk over to maybe the edge?
That's right.
There's edges of like this river that's flowing, the stream, or does it fill the whole space?
It fills the whole hallway for the most part, with like a slight edge where like maybe there's a far end where a bit of it is out of the water because it's at a slight angle.
Then can I just go to where it meets sort of the wall, the side wall, and just see if it looks like the water has smoothed out the edge of the wall because it's been flowing for hundreds of years,
investigation
or if
check.
it's pretty fresh. Okay.
Fucking weasels, Arctic.
23.
23. You do see signs of erosion, long-term erosion.
Oh, so it's not just a new effect. It's been melting for years, thousands of years.
In fact, the bodies that still remain in the water, from what you can see, there is heavy, just general degradation to them from continuous, slow water flow.
Salt water.
Yeah.
how old are these bodies?
Make a medicine check.
Make a Caduceus check.
I rolled a 17 on my history check. It's low for me.
19.
19. They're quite old. As old as any of the other bodies you've seen in Aeor.
And they're
The exposed portions of them that are kind of up on the debris are as kind of like decayed as they can, but they're not as mummified because of the proximity of the moisture. And the elements that were in the water are just grody and black. And mostly just like remnants of heavily corroded bone and material. For you, Beauregard, Islecross, I mean, the glacier elements are kind of to the farther north of it. Most of where you are right now is just rocky continent. Though there is an ocean nearby, the frigid depths do surround Islecross, but there is a mountain range between the edges of the ocean and the ruins where you currently are.
I mean, far, like, is it... It's so far, unless we're, like, behind, like...
Very weird. Especially for water to be moving down.
Right.
From a...
Is it perhaps passing through something? Like,
if it was an aqueduct.
Maybe it's coming out of a portal. This was the plane.
The tethered...
Wow.
The plane tethered floor.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Because we're looking
like,
for...
Rumblecusp, there could be a breach.
Exactly.
Wow,
we're looking
right.
for the Immensus Gate, but
Instead
yes.
of the astral sea, there's a water plane, maybe?
Yeah.
If the water's been flowing for thousands of years, it can't just be from here. There'd be a huge depression or
I don't know what
something.
Yeah.
All right, well,
going.
exactly. So you said there was like this kind of broken down, clearly collapsed tunnel off to the side, and then
is
towards the
nothing.
west there is
We're going
forward.
through the
Steps up where the water's
stairs
coming
up
from.
and going.
Caduceus,
Yes.
Beauregard, Caleb. You've been discussing things, and there's been some noise around, but it's been pretty quiet in the vicinity. Boy, but out of the silence that surrounds you in this open space, as hushed as you are being, you pick up on a certain sound. This distant kind of growling bark sound. Way above, it seems.
Those creatures were canine that we tangled with above.
We should probably move.
Maybe more, maybe something else.
Does it sound human?
No.
Like back from whence we came?
Yeah, but
From above, you're not, but because of the space and the kind of the openness of this area, you're not quite certain of a direction. Plus the fact that you're kind of inside a little bit from where the ledge is,
We should move.
So it's outside of the cave we're currently in, but above.
but above.
That doggy thing.
Those skinned doggies with the eyeball tail.
Maybe
Does it
maybe
sound like
Devexian is fighting with them.
Well, yeah, or the Tomb Takers, because we could be ahead of them. Did it sound like a tussle, or did it sound like when the coyotes at night are just talking to each other?
You do not have any experience with the kind of creature that makes that sound, and you've never really heard it before, other than maybe some of the combat sounds of some of the creatures you encountered here in Aeor. So you're... Make an insight check with
we'd be
disadvantage.
ahead of them already? They would have seen us go.
Because he can't fly. We talked about that last
Right,
time.
but they could see us
Right,
drop
we might have
down.
gotten in front of them.
If they were looking.
You said with disadvantage?
Or if they were working.
Insight?
Yes.
Release too often.
Oh, that changes stuff.
21.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, I rolled a 12 and I have a +9 in my insight.
It doesn't sound like imminent combat. It sounds like a call to hunt.
Stalking.
Velociraptors.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Okay.
The fucking kitchen. I ran out in that scene.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded
We
like.
don't have any way of sealing off this cave, do we?
Of like scrying? Of what?
Of sealing off this cave.
Oh, let me see what I have.
What is the doorway made of?
I have stone shape.
Ford can shape the water into some sort of ice wall.
The hall that you're in right now...
Yes, you can. You got it.
The hall that you're in right now where the ledge comes is about 50 feet across from side to side, so it's kind of an open ledge where the water's just kind of pouring out and off the side. Then the stairs that go up and into the hall above looks to be about 15, 20 feet from side to side, and about 10 feet tall.
20 feet. Oh, that's a lot.
Might be a way to kind of block it off if need be.
How much stone can you move? I could maybe pull one side of that doorway to the halfway point.
I can do 5 feet in any dimension, so I could probably close off a door.
I mean, I could close it off maybe entirely, but it takes me a while to do that.
Maybe an alarm. Can you put up your wire?
That might be the best. Save your spells.
That is not a bad idea.
And the time.
Trying to reserve what we have at our disposal.
It could be cool to hide something that will hurt them in the water, in the doorway maybe, where we know they have to pass through and
Can't see it.
can't see it because
If
it's
we're in
underwater.
front of them. If
We,
we're in front
we
of
have the
Right.
glyph anymore? Or the glyph's gone.
I mean, I have it still. Again, oh wait, I don't have the supplies for it anymore. It took a lot.
them. It was awesome.
What supplies?
It was awesome.
Well, I didn't prepare it today because I used it already.
That certainly makes it easier to choose.
Yeah, sorry, Essek.
Shall we
That's
do a
all right,
wire
but-
and move?
Regardless, we should move soon.
I didn't
whatever the
prepare
plan is.
that. I can do it, but again, it's a time suck since it's not prepared.
What
Let's
the
go.
Alarm, 10 minutes.
Perhaps just traveling quietly.
Yeah, let's just be very quiet.
Maybe we'll find another opportunity for it.
So if you all are moving quietly, I'd like the whole group to make a stealth check, please.
I think my fly is probably petered out after all that discussion.
Blessing
Yes.
of the Trickster. So you get advantage.
I have mine's up for an hour, so I'm just gonna.
Oh, who needs advantage? Advantage
do.
on. Sorry, I already gave it to.
Well, I got a 6.
Well, it doesn't count after you've already rolled anyway, so it could have.
Yeah. 6?
Still
I'm
got
flying. Do I need to roll?
Because you're...
Fly less for
How long's fly last?
10.
10 minutes for me.
10 minutes? I'd say
Oh,
both...
10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an hour. I'm full of shit. 15.
15? All right.
15 as well.
Okay.
32.
15. I'm sorry, 13.
21.
Doing it, you can.
21.
12.
Whoa, we rolled bad.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
Splish, splash, I was taking a bath.
So, as you all carefully progress, gently through the water as you begin to ascend the stairs, can I get a marching order as you step into the hallway? There's enough room for you to travel by tightly, somewhat 4 at a time, or you can do 3 comfortably.
I'll take the front.
I'll be up there with Bo as well.
Would I be able to tell that we're splashing a lot?
I mean, every step you take is stepping into about 2 inches of water, so it's not making a huge splashing sound. You're just trying to be quiet before it breaks the surface every time and kind of.
Plus, there's running waters.
Yeah,
so like
so
it
there's a little bit of
kind of get
water.
lost
Okay.
in there.
Okay.
Correct. Hopefully it's not.
I could cast Pass Without a Trace, but we've already rolled, so.
Jester, why don't you join us in the front?
Okay, I'll come up to the front.
Okay, so Jester and Bo and Forder in front.
Yep.
All right, who's in the next wave?
I'll be in the center of the pod.
I'll be on the left.
Okay.
I'll go on Caleb's other side on the
All right, with Veth and Essek taking up the rear.
Well, so as everybody is moving up through that hallway, Beauregard would hear in her head, keep each other in check. Do what needs to be done, if possible.
I just respond back. Haven't forgotten it.
All right.
Creepy thing. I don't like it.
Carefully and quietly stepping through the hallway. Splish, 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 splish. It continues on for about 30, 35 or so feet before a door, a closed door, greets you on the right-hand side. And it continues on, and you can see it kind of taking a left about 25 or so feet ahead.
So door to the south, turn toward the north if it's going
Well, you guys are heading
West,
west,
you said.
so it would be door to the north, and then it turns to the
So it's not on the right?
I'm so confused.
Okay.
Doors on the right.
Door and pass.
door's on the right-hand side, but you're moving westward, which means the door would be on
Yeah,
your north.
other way around.
Okay, got it.
There you go.
Is there a handle, a knob, any sort of markings that would denote a way to open said door?
There is no knob, but there is a faint teal crystal built into a small.
Oh yeah, use
Stone
your
circle.
key cards.
Should we?
Little
Is this a thing?
Try it.
Real quick, is there a covering of dust, anything that looks like it's been disturbed or wiped or touched recently?
No, but as you're glancing down, you can see the bottom of the walls and the bottom of the door. Everything here has like a slight blackish tint to it from just years and years of perpetual corrosion
Oxidation.
and oxidation and just general slow destruction by the running water here. There is script above the door.
You're a spoken language, right? And I'm the reader. Yeah, I'm going to do it. First level spell. Yeah, I will take out my little pinch of salt and soot and drop it in front of my eyes and cast Comprehend Languages.
All right. It reads T-Doc Project, the equivalent of T-Doc Project.
T-Doc.
I'll cast a Divine Sense and just see if anything is pinging from the other side of this door.
Okay. You concentrate, extend your senses. Nothing.
Okay.
Does that ring a bell with any of the papers that you were looking at?
I don't think so.
Not currently.
Not Liam's brain. I'm going to start a swirl of a firebolt in my hand and just be ready if something obviously comes thrusting out of the door just to kill us.
All right.
Am I opening the door?
Yes.
You give it a swipe with the teal.
As you do, the gem, both in your bracelet and in the front little lock mechanism here, glow for a moment, and you hear this grinding sound, this like, as it seems like 1,000 years of stillness suddenly have to shift. And slowly, it opens halfway before coming to rest. Enough for somebody to squeeze through one at a time.
Can we see anything beyond the door?
There is no light source within, but for now pretty much all of you, that's not an issue at the point. Except for maybe Caduceus.
Can we hear anything?
Make a perception check.
You have the goggles now, right?
24.
24. Nothing. Silent.
60 feet dark vision over his shoulder.
Indeed. Glancing through, you can see another hallway. A little bit thinner than the one you've currently been walking through, for about 20 or so feet, before opening into another chamber, where you can see some more scattered destruction and some broken elements. And actually, you'd see the other side of the wall. You see the 20-foot kind of hallway that continues on, and you see this entire, what looks to be another 20-foot wide chamber that ends on the opposite side. You see some sort of a raised platform, some debris, a scattering of papers and other things kind of around parts of the floor.
If there was a remnant of a doorway behind us and this is another door, this could be an aqueduct or a means of travel. So this could just be a big-ass water pipe, essentially. This might be the way we need to go, rather than onward west.
I found that confusing, but I'll trust you.
Did you prepare Find the Path today?
Nobody prepared shit.
I have Find the Path today. I do.
What'd you prepare, Veth?
I
Lead
prepared
by
Featherfall,
example.
which saved half of our
Yes,
lives.
thank you, Veth.
And I also prepared these awesome goggles. I tightened them up. My head's a little smaller than yours.
I did not do
Oh,
Find
that
the Path.
counts.
Okay, I have Find the Path prepared today, but I also have Hero's Feast prepared today.
What do you need to know to do Find the Path? Like,
That's a good question.
Can you just say, like, find me the path to anything?
It will point an arrow like a compass, though.
But you need to know what you're looking for.
Something that you're familiar with on the same
plane.
plane of existence. So if we know what the destination is, we're familiar with what it's called.
Which we don't know.
Well, we know it's called the Immensus Gate.
Oh,
If
okay.
that's what you're looking for, then that will lead you there, yeah.
But it's.
Okay.
I don't think it's. Is it the path itself or just a compass arrow? Can't remember.
At that high left level spell, I think it shows you the direct
How to
path.
get
Yes,
there.
it's
the
not the
shortest path
safest
to get
path,
there.
but it's the shortest.
Not the safest, but it's the shortest.
That's right.
Cool.
Like Waze.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make a left turn. Cross the 10. On foot. What? Okay.
Sure.
We'll get there 3 minutes faster.
Okay.
Helping overpopulation, one set of directions at a time.
Pay the ferryman at the LA River.
Let me have the music.
And it's an hour for Hero's Feast. To do it.
It's an hour for Hero's Feast, but so both of them are 6th level. And I only have one 6th level
Maybe
available.
that and burning a 7th then, which
Yes.
I say we keep looking for the Immensus Gate.
I say find the path
And-
as a last.
Yeah, last ditch effort.
If everything goes wrong.
Okay.
Wait. What do you mean everything goes wrong? Don't we have two choices here? We don't know which way to go?
We don't know which way to go. This could lead us down a completely wrong labyrinth.
This
of
is it.
tunnels.
Yeah, it's either well, yeah.
You do see that the hallway that you're looking into right now opens up into another room beyond, and you can see another wall at the edge of your visual range. So there does appear, unless that room goes into other directions, it doesn't like it's not a continued hallway. It does
Stick our head in and look around
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that.
instead of arguing.
Who wants to go in?
I'll go.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
crazy.
I'll go. It's
Send a couple of.
I'll go.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to go alone.
Yeah, you walk in front of me, please.
Should a couple of us stay in the inside of the door?
Yeah.
Okay. So who's going into the chamber? Hallway. Got
Only
it.
because I can read.
This is the one that he just. I'll go as well.
So Jester, Yasha, and Caleb.
I've got RT. Nothing can hurt me.
Nothing can hurt.
I think we're all going inside the door, but like not all of us are going past that.
Got it. Okay, so you're all staying in the hallway that leads towards that area, and the three of you are transpiring.
And we're going through the door that we just opened, or we're going into the room that at the far end.
As far as I know, you guys are going into the room you just opened.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're open.
that's yes.
Spin the
I know.
pass
That's
the
what
way.
we're
So
doing.
you squeeze
I
through
was
one at a
making
time,
sure
that opening where you
that you knew that.
find your way through. Yes, indeed.
Doing.
Right there with you. The three of you, as you step within, the smell in here is different. There's like an earthy elemental scent to it. It's hard to describe. And as you enter this room, it is indeed 20 by 20 feet. It does not appear to be a secondary exit. It is a contained chamber. It, in some ways, reminds you of the construction of the R01, R02 chamber that you had leapt from not too far from here, though its layout's a little bit different. First, the walls in here, as you glance around, have a strange texture to them, and they are just continuous without any sort of additional grooves or any other design to it. And upon looking around, you kind of put your finger across it, and looking at your hand, there's a slight residue left on them.
Does the residue smell like the water?
It does not.
Okay.
Go ahead and make, any two of you, make an intelligence check.
Just add the
bounced
modifier.
up and bounced off. That's not
17.
17?
cool. Plus. No. This is terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, this is that's a 8.
Gotcha. No worries. These walls are lined in lead.
I was just going to taste it, but I will leave it.
I respect you.
I'll tell you what it is.
You do see a multitude of material containers that are now askew and scattered across the floor, mostly broken. The water does not quite come all the way into here, so most of the floor here is dry, separate than the other chamber. It's at a kind of a slight angle, like with whatever impact it's been jostled from its initial placement. You do see, similar to the rejuvenation chamber before, another raised platform with some sort of casing and arcane construction affixed to its base, somewhat bulky and unrefined, which is odd. Most other forms of arcane constructions and or enchantment containing materials you've seen throughout Aeor, especially within this ward, have a level of refinement that is fairly consistent. But the previous chamber, the rejuvenation chamber, and even more so this one, things appear a little more experimental. There are no glass tubes in this one, but there is a deeply intricate runic circle sitting atop the raised platform here, where a lot of these devices, it seems, are surrounding.
Do you understand the runes?
It's not language, so it's
It is not like
arcane language. Does it resemble anything from my experience?
Make an Arcana check.
Come on.
Can I
Let's
give
go.
him guidance? Since I know that he's checking it out,
Yeah, I'll allow it.
I give you guidance.
31.
Damn.
31.
Didn't know it could go that high.
This is like if you had stumbled upon, after years and years of studying the greatest poets, finding the lost tome of the greatest poet ever. There is something about this circle that is unlike anything you've seen, and while firmly based in transmutation, is a level of intricacy that even you're having a hard time to grasp at first, until you realize it's because it's not based in pure transmutation. It's a merger of transmutation and elements of dunamancy. In fact, the 31 is heavily based in temporal alteration.
That means temperature.
Yeah. Can you make it warmer in here?
I wonder if Athodan stood in here once.
Who's Athodan?
We just learned about him up above in the records room.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. Should I go get Essek? Or...
I'm memorizing the shit out of this. Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Oh my gosh, you could recreate this later and then open up a portal into
I kind of speed walk.
this dimension.
Essek,
Yes?
come here.
All right.
Something interesting.
It squeezes through the opening and kind of follows you into the chamber. Kind of looks down at like the scattered papers and kind of grabs a couple and looks over at you.
Anything familiar?
Kind of glides forward and starts looking over it in a very curious way, and then his eyes go wide, and then he gets down, like on his hands and knees almost, like looking at it and kind of glancing about.
I give him guidance.
I've had theories, but
what are the machines all around this circle?
from what you can see around, a lot of them, some of them appear to be the equivalent of like an arcane seismograph. They are record keeping and kind of reading fluctuations in arcane energy. Some of them even in different schools of magic, almost like there was some sort of tweaking and turning of knobs to see where a specific balance was in some way. You can see the paper that Essek kind of grabbed, and he looks down and starts like rummaging through some of the scattered notes and small like leather-bound books. Starts glancing through. This device borrows a lot of tenets of dunamis development, which even further confirms that Aeor was dabbling in some familiar territory. Maybe there's something we can find. And he just starts like go rummaging through stuff.
And there's refuse and like shattered stuff around. In
Yeah,
addition to
there's
whatever
like those material containers, the component containers that have been shattered and left to rot.
I'll start searching for anything written
The whole
in
book.
here.
Okay, make an investigation check with advantage because of Yasha's help.
With us going outside, I'm going to walk about 25 yards back the way we came and just kind of take a knee and listen.
Make a perception.
I'm sitting at
in
the
the
door
hallway?
listening as well.
I'm coming with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna help look for anything that isn't broken in the room.
Okay, make an investigation check. So first, perception checks.
18.
12.
Seems fairly clear.
I'm with him, and I can also see anything invisible within 10 feet of,
Indeed.
or at least hear it. Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
Natural 20 for a total of 31.
A lot of these are just general logs, like day-to-day logs, quick notes about findings, adjustment of channeling. Actually, things referring to the primal artifact.
Primal artifact.
But what catches your attention is one of these thick logbooks you open up, and within a quick glance through, there is an image that immediately catches yours and Essek's attention. It is a 12-sided object.
There it is.
to where within you can see artistic renditions of starscapes within. And as your spell is still there, it says, it speaks of development between Athodon and Archmage Ioshadaf and their study of the primal artifact, channeling the seemingly limitless source of temporal transmutation that is still vastly untapped. He believes one can anchor a point in one's history and temporarily shunt oneself there.
Fucking time
Oh my
travel.
god, they're Aorians.
If successful, expansion to designating anchor points beyond one's own timeline may be possible.
Temporal alteration.
And this is indicating this can be done with the
Don't give
beacons.
the wizard this.
It's indicating that this device
Here
is
before us.
right before you was the beginning experimental stages of sussing this out.
No. Oh no.
You continue to read on,
Time
because you rolled
doc.
super fucking high. It speaks on the experimentation process after initial development, that an echo of the individual is left behind when they transfer. A shadowed echo that is the anchor of them to their own timeline, while they're shunted into their own,
So echo and present, full self in.
keeping them
That's what
connected
they're in
into
the
the
bubbles?
timeline.
The echo is in the bubbles, you think?
That's 100%.
You don't know about that specifically. This is dealing with this scenario.
Yeah.
Okay.
There could be connections.
Related.
That may require a lot more
Yeah.
time and research as you continue, perhaps.
Plus, fuck with an anchor.
Further logs speak of mages experimenting with the temporal dock, which
T-Doc.
is the T-dock. Only spending a few seconds in transit, but the physical stress already proving worrying. Later experiments lament the individuals spending longer than predetermined within the dock, ending with the echo fading in the individual never to return. And in the final notes complain of challenges in acquisition for funding and approval for continued research. And that's where the logs end.
They never fund science enough.
That's true.
I look to Essek and say, unbelievable, isn't it? Except I don't say it, I accidentally just think it.
He kind of... Like I said, it confirms some of my theories on both sides. If one could change the past.
It's interesting.
A chance to correct mistakes. It's alluring, regardless of how dangerous.
Not enough to go on. Curious.
Yes. Not
Curious,
enough to go on.
Yes, I agree. I concur.
Indeed.
Indeed.
How big is that logbook?
From what you see, it's maybe about 50 pages.
I take it.
Okay. Perhaps if we survive this, we can return and
And change the past.
exchange theories.
Does that mean what I think it means? Is he coming on to you?
I think. What do you think it means?
I think he's coming on to you.
She hears. It's complicated. Well, we have a task at hand, yeah? I pick up a little bit of a small piece of rubble from the room and add it to my waypoints.
Okay.
By the way, speaking of small piece of rubble, this is why Find a Path wouldn't work. We talked about it last time. You have to have something from the place in order to get there, which is so weird.
You can't just be familiar with it?
No, you have to have an item from that
Earn
location.
HUD point.
Maybe, do we have something?
But like, if you have an item from that location,
But do we have something?
do we have something?
Maybe.
If we have something of Lucian Molly's, maybe?
Ask your weasel.
You count?
It's right about this time, Ford, that you hear from the direction of where you had traveled from
Splish, splash.
Shit, we gotta go.
Can you send a message?
Yep. I do so. I pick out the wire, and I will send a message to Caleb saying, hey, don't come out. There is a monster, and it is coming towards us. So don't come out of the closet.
That's what I say back.
Okay.
You can groan reply to this message. So are we the only two in the hallway?
Yeah,
Or was
correct.
Caduceus out there too?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Caduceus was in the hallway between them. You guys were kind of out towards the central hallway.
And then where's
And I'm
Bobby?
still like right in between the door and the
the two,
hall.
yeah.
I'm in between two parties.
Correct.
Again.
So you're in the splash zone. Like it's gonna get to you first, right?
No.
No.
I would get to you
you
both first.
Oh, okay.
We're the farthest away,
Then
like
me,
25
then
yards
them.
from everybody else. Feet, sorry.
I could probably see them, right? They're just down the
Yeah.
hall a bit, so I can see you.
Like
I'm
30,
just not
35
with you.
feet from you at most.
Try and move backwards.
Base feels hot.
Warm?
Back up.
But it'll follow us, and that'll lead it
It's
to.
going this way anyway.
Should we send it? Should we set a trap?
Do you have a trap?
I have a bomb.
Fluffing at her?
That's loud though. If it hunts in packs.
Oh, that's true. Let's just back up.
All right, have both of you roll
Marine
stealth
layer.
checks for me.
I want to, but it fucks me every time.
Can you use, like, control water and shove it off the
Make
side?
your ice wall.
Or just make it a tidal wave that, like, forces it off the side.
It's 2 inches of water.
So what? You can control the water, make it a bigger wave.
We experienced this with Keyleth, and that is not going to knock anything out of the aqueduct. It'll be like, poosh.
What a callback.
It's true.
I learned.
He has a point.
Tidal wave against Thornak, wasn't it?
Yeah, he thought it was going to be really cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah.
I can turn a 5.
He was.
Well been
I
there.
can turn a 5 square foot part of the water slightly warmer.
By peeing?
Is that a
Be.
cantrip?
That's it.
No, it's a spell. But or I could pee. That would be faster actually.
You got options.
Doesn't
We
To
are.
be fair, Thordak was fucking massive.
He was.
Fucking massive.
Can you hide behind in the door?
We're gonna slowly back towards where we were.
Okay.
Right.
Whoever's
Yep.
backing up, which currently right now would be just you two, go ahead and make stealth checks, please.
Oh, God.
17.
26.
26. You both quietly back up to where the rest of the group is. You can just faintly hear the like, but it's not becoming any louder.
Should we duck into the room?
I just stay, no movement.
But what if it comes? It'll see us. We should duck into the room so it'll just walk on by.
If it comes in the room, then we're fucked.
But we'll be in the room. We can shoot out of it, or we can disguise the gap in the door.
Let's go. Yeah, let's do it.
Guy, hey, there's a creature. Sure. What? There's a creature.
Oh, we should probably just tuck in this door then.
That's what I said.
Right, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, let's duck in. Caduceus, are you here? Okay, cool.
I definitely have extinguished the sword and everything.
Yeah.
If we do go in the room, I'll say, Caleb, lights out.
I don't have any lights on.
Oh, I think I had a bowl.
I see in the dark now.
Oh, you fucking
We can probably see in the dark too. Can we like marine layer? No. So that if it looks in, it can't see anything.
We've gotten in trouble before with you being too loud.
I'm just saying marine layer. It's the one thing. Or we can put up a fake door. I have an illusion.
Then later. Why don't you set a noise out behind it so it chases off another direction?
I haven't.
Oh, I could just throw something.
Oh, that'll work.
I just slowly
I cast Mage Hand.
kunk kunk and close the door.
No, it's so rested.
Oh, it's a
loud.
Oh, is it
It's
loud?
a thing.
Make a strength check.
God damn
I'm
it.
not
Oh, it's a
gonna-
Star
I'm
Trek
not-
door?
It's a Star Trek door.
I thought it was just a handy door.
Remember, it was like,
It slid into the doorway.
No.
Partway.
Mage Hand. I can just throw something down the hall.
Yeah.
just do it.
Throw
Yeah.
something off of the waterfall, but make a noise.
Give me something.
We're nowhere near that.
I need a thing.
All the way. We're nowhere near that. Give her your staff.
No. Here, take one of the It's one of the disco sticks. It's a rave stick. Make the mage hand light it up, and then after it passes by.
Yasha.
Yeah, your hair looks really great.
I'll send the mage hand out.
Humidity in here, I think.
60 feet, 59 feet away,
Okay.
down the hall, past.
No,
Down-
past us.
Wait, I don't know.
Over the waterfall.
Okay, I'm sending it back. But I'm not breaking the rave stick yet. Just
Okay.
holding it.
Okay. So the mage hand kind of drifts into the darkness. What's your
Oh,
dark?
we can only go 30 feet. Shit.
So as you drifted out in the middle of the dark, shadowed hallway you all came from, it just kind of floats there 30 feet from you.
Just a beacon.
Yep.
Put it right on the side. Or like down in the water, down in the water, down in the water.
The water begins to break
Water's going.
over it.
Up on the ceiling, up on the ceiling.
It's not lit yet, thankfully.
Okay, it's just waiting, just in case.
It's the worst case if we have to do something. It's just
Could the water carry it though? If you lit it, would it?
Oh, it could.
It's in my duplicate.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? That can go way farther.
What happened to just throwing something? Just throw something past it.
Okay, I'll just throw it. But I'm throwing it back the other way.
You're throwing it over the water.
He's behind me, isn't he?
In the deep dark hole, so they jump off.
Okay,
Off this.
I'm gonna throw it over the waterfall if I can reach that far.
Lighters.
Mage hand does not have much strength to throw something, but you can throw it yourself if you'd like.
Okay, I'll go out the door.
Okay.
How am I gonna throw it out if I can't go out there to throw it?
This is like if us, not the characters, us, were trying to save the world.
How have we ran a company successfully for the past? How did we do?
pure luck.
I've got a crossbow.
We have our pluses.
I can just shoot it.
Yeah, do that.
Don't
Shoot the rave stick.
No, just shoot the rave stick over the side.
Shoot. Okay.
Am I the
Mage
only one
hand's
who
coming
knows
back.
that we can't see the waterfall at all right now?
Correct.
Okay, I'm the one who. Okay, that's good.
Can we see the waterfall?
No, we're like 3 corners around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it curved, right?
From the main hallway, the hallway continues down. The steps descend into the main chamber. You can see into the chamber when you're in the main hallway, but you do not have enough visual range to see the actual
No,
waterfall.
it would
Yeah,
only
but
call
if
them to us.
If I do this when I shoot, it curves.
right, yeah.
That works.
Yes, the
Maybe we
bullet.
just wait to see what it does.
Or maybe we just walk out and walk away.
Why don't we just walk away? We could have been a mile from it from now.
Let's just keep walking away from
We
it.
have to make stealth check.
Okay, I'll cast Pass Without a Trace and let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye guys.
So is that the plan?
We're just slowly walk away.
But now they're
We don't
even
deserve
closer,
the
probably.
Of course. Yes, we took 3 minutes to achieve
Walk away
nothing.
with marine layer.
You'll just see. And then you hear, drop it, drop it, drop it.
So what's the plan?
We're just gonna walk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
okay.
right.
Okay, we don't need anything else in here. This is good. We're good.
We're good. Okay. I'm gonna cast. Okay, here's the thing. Here's what's gonna happen. That's
another
a
3
concentration. I can't do Cast Without a Trace and invoke duplicity. So it's either or.
I think it's pass without a trace.
Okay, Pass Without a Trace. Do-do. Everybody.
All right, everyone make a stealth check.
How long
please.
does it last for?
I don't know.
We
Like an
want
hour,
to
right?
leave a rave stick
10
in the room.
Plus
like
10,
that?
right? Beck?
Yeah, it's a plus
wow.
10.
Oh.
And
God.
who needs it? Blessing of the Trickster. Who's the worst?
What is it?
I'm pretty bad.
Mine's not great.
Blessing of the
I might
sprinkle.
I have a higher base. I'll be 23 in total.
I'm much lower than that.
Blessing of the Trickster.
What's that advantage?
Yes.
Better. Not much better.
23.
Oh, it is better, yeah.
I still got a 30.
Ooh,
Better.
Jester
fucking
got a
close.
30 as well.
Nice.
24, thanks to Blessing of the Host.
39.
24.
30.
23.
Some great rolls.
Nice.
As you all,
Rogue stuff.
and it is one at a time, squeezing through the doorway into the hallway, each of you can make out the. And with that proximity, you recognize the sounds. Those larger, kind of furless, almost skinless looking bear-like creatures that you had fought not long ago. Yeah. There's one maybe about 15 feet beyond the hallway that you're standing in, kind of 15 feet from where the stairs ascend, just kind of stalking around. But it doesn't seem to take note of you, as one by one you all begin to enter the hallway, hear it, see it, and kind of back up further into the hall where you guys were heading towards.
Got it. We haven't reached that point yet.
You haven't reached
It is
that point
where
yet.
we were initially.
Correct.
Thank you.
So what's the marching order now? Same?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or are we having to go one at a time, or is it?
No, this is you're back into the wider hallway.
Okay, yeah.
I'll actually stay near the rear this time.
Okay.
In case I need to fill the hallway with death.
Those bears don't have projectile, any magic or anything like that.
Care
right?
Bears? Sure they do.
They do. Okay.
These ones do not. You don't recall.
I was talking about the Care Bears.
Oh, the Care Bears, yes.
Yeah,
They have the stare,
Yeah, they do. The stare.
anti-magic stare.
Yeah.
Out of there.
Powerful and comes back on a 5 or 6 every turn. Alrighty.
As I'm gonna hand a Oop Stone to Caleb. You can.
Stinky one?
Yeah, you can drop it at the back of the pack.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It'll keep people. Hopefully, they won't want to enter the area for at least 10 minutes.
Yeah, if they have a really good smell, then this is maybe especially potent.
Yeah.
Thank
need
you, I think.
Do you need your rave stick back, or?
I've got so many rave sticks. Don't you worry.
Actually, like checked on your inventory. It's like Cellabone, Cellabone, Cellabone.
Oh,
Cellabone,
yeah.
Cellabone, Cellabone.
I've
Like,
got like
that's
20
right.
Oop Stones,
Yep.
20 Cellabones, shit ton of chuckle dust.
The important stuff.
All your Skyrim wheels of cheese?
Yes.
Trying to make some money at the rave.
Indeed.
Glow stick. Glow stick.
Alrighty. So, backing up and heading towards the rest of the left turn that's heading southward in the hall. It continues on for another 30 or so feet, but you can see now there are statues set on each side of the chamber, though some of them have fallen and broken, and a lot of their whatever remnants and broken chunks that may have been set free have since long washed away, and you can see the same kind of darkening, kind of elemental gathering where the water has been touching it for some time as the water continues to rush. And the hall is like a very, very faint side angle, and you can see the level's a little bit uneven from where you're standing. There is an open hall to the right and a partially ajar door across where the hallway ends about 30 feet ahead of you.
So another kind of offshoot door, essentially.
There's an open
A
archway,
new door and a new passageway.
another hallway that goes this way, and then a door ahead that is partially open.
Okay.
Gotta check
let's
the
go look
partially
in the
open.
door, right?
Yeah.
Got to.
Once again, any writing above it, any boopies.
Writing above both the archway that leads into the hall to the right and writing in the kitchen above.
What's it say?
Comprehend language is still up.
Indeed, which across from you, where the partially open door, you do see it says kitchen. And the hall to the right says common area.
And the water flow's coming from the common area.
Correct.
You'd think the kitchen.
Someone left the sink on?
Yeah.
Any difference in the ceiling or the water level?
It'd be expensive.
I'm just gonna rinse these Brussels sprouts. I'll be right back.
The water level, no, but you do see the water itself is rushing from that area into this tunnel and is kind of now spreading amongst both sides, but appears to mostly be flowing in the direction from where you traveled.
And has the ceiling in this area changed or opened up or gotten higher or anything?
No, it's a continuation of the previous hall.
Cool.
We need to keep moving.
Half open door.
Yeah, just in case.
I'll admit the common area does sound interesting.
I mean, that's where the water's coming
That's
from.
where we're going.
Probably where
But
we're going.
kitchen, peek in the kitchen first, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a couple people.
See some 2,000-year-old food.
Who's peeking in first?
I'll peek in.
All right, but we're going to make a perception check.
I'm gonna pat her back and give you guidance.
I'll take it. Oh, thanks, Cheth. 18. That was
18, slick. Okay, glancing inside, you see an...
Wait, guidance is advantage, right?
No, guidance was a 1d4.
A D4. A D4. Thank you. Thank you.
You did it right.
I did it right.
Okay. An absolutely ruined, smallish kitchen. lies still, with counters and stove-like installations that are overturned and broken. You see hundreds of shards of fine dishware and broken ceramic materials just kind of scattered along the floor and piled up to where the water only comes to a certain point. It seems like the angle that this hall is at, the water only gets to a certain kind of maybe 3 or 4 feet into the entryway before some of the rubble closes it off, or the angle doesn't carry it any higher. You do see the remains of a few individuals, heavily dismembered, long dead.
Dismembered.
And you rolled a, was it 17?
18.
18, yeah. You also see on the opposite corner, curled up in 2 kind of various sections, these red and teal colored panther-like beings that are in a kind of wrapped, resting state with a fleshy, muscle-like tail that ends in a singular eye. The eye just kind of phased out, twitching on occasion, kind of glancing around. But they're both not moving, curled in on themselves, seemingly just resting.
I just very slowly, I don't even want to touch the door, just turn to everybody.
Snacks. We would be the snacks.
Do they have a KitchenAid in there? With like a bread maker attachment?
It's out of commission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are valuable.
I mean, if they're this good with magic, they probably have like a box that you can open and it's just like a full meal.
Yeah.
Magic food.
Yeah.
That full meal has been had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going.
Cooks have been cooked.
Common area?
Common area. Yeah.
Okay.
And just back away.
Okay. The same stealth checks remain. Nothing's been broken or noticed.
Great.
You head back and head into the hallway that leads towards what was labeled as the common area. There's only a few steps, about 10 feet in, that lead up once more, the water kind of pouring down like small waterfalls before you slowly step up into a room that has light. This one has the kind of orangish yellow overhead arcane orbs, though they've been long dying and left pale, some kind of flickering, like they're just about to expire the last bit of arcana that has kept them going for the 1,000 years.
I mean, those things are pretty strong to last this long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Before wizards did planned obsolescence and enchanting.
Planned obsolescence, it's real.
The problem. But this wide room is approximately an L shape from where you enter before it turns to the left. Inside, you can see there are a handful of pillars kind of beset to the side. The one across the way has fallen and crumpled. There is rubble everywhere, and what looks to be maybe a half dozen or more tables that are overturned, some broken, some kind of just adjusted with some sort of chaotic impact of the city. Chairs and elements of what was once probably a vibrant common room and or commissary type chamber that is left abandoned and in disarray. There are a number of corpses here as well. The moisture not allowing the same level of mummification that other corpses have been allowed and are in a much more decayed state. Mainly just skeletal and partially blackened by proximity. You see on the opposite wall, kind of between where the 2 pillars were, next to the fallen one, there is another hallway that continues with, you can just, barely see maybe a placard for text above it, and the L shape of the hall continues to the left beyond where the right-hand wall goes.
One more time. The common room is shaped like an L that goes to the left when we enter?
And you cannot see where the left-hand side of it is because the wall blocks the view of wherever that would go.
But we do see...
You do see across the way there is an opening.
Got it. And you mentioned a placard?
Yeah. Though you're too far to make out any details of them.
And can we see where the water is coming from in this room?
It's flowing your direction.
Is it from around the bend?
It could be. You'd probably have to get closer to look.
Let's get in there.
Yeah, we'll keep walking forward.
Yep. And not just the placard, I'm going to scan the room for anything written anywhere.
Okay.
I'm gonna scan the room for anything living.
Make a perception check.
That is a 25.
25. Okay. Kind of like checking the wall, looking. You do see the placard ahead. You make out the text Immensus Hall on that placard. Just as your eye peeks down towards the standing pillar in the rubble there, you see a faint pulsing glow of what you immediately recognize to be a hovering, kind of triangular pyramid-like device. I need everyone to go ahead and make a saving throw.
Oh
no.
Gave us a taste of our own fucking medicine. We ain't in front. He is.
Oh no.
What kind of saving throw?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Constitute.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh no.
Oh.
An intuit charge.
Is that? Did it look like an intuit charge?
There's an intuit charge set for proximity detonation. Sorry, I'm pulling it up right now.
We're all up in that.
Psychic damage.
It says DC intelligence check.
And well, to check it for the actual check, it's
That's to set it.
a wisdom saving throw from all of you.
Wisdom.
Man.
And this isn't something that you can use evasion from.
Wow.
Matt.
No,
Where's my big? Come here.
evasion is dexterity, right?
Yes.
Did you get an natural 20?
Is that for real?
I rolled high.
I rolled high.
Okay, so let me just
Passable.
let me roll the damage here for a second. Hey, you guys set the precedent.
I'm gonna keep it.
Saucy DM.
All right.
Actually, no. I'm gonna spend a key point to re-roll this.
24.
Get it, girl.
That's better. I will take that.
Okay.
No.
No.
He's smiling.
Yeah, yes.
Oh no.
It's a lot.
Oh no, no, no.
I have never rolled so many like tens.
You shut your mouth, Matthew Mercer.
I feel like I'd take a picture of the roll.
You sit on a throne of lies.
See you guys later. That would be
DM does.
72 points of psychic damage to anybody who didn't roll a 20 DC.
What happens if you roll a 1?
I rolled one.
Yeah, so you take
we
full
both-
damage.
I'm out.
Damn.
I rolled a 1.
I'm unconscious.
You're unconscious?
I only had 45
Barbie.
hit points.
You were down?
I think from the
The previous fight.
previous fight.
Wait, no, but
But we slept.
Because
no,
you bet
we had
you got.
Genesis Ward.
yeah,
We've been walking around with.
You got eaten.
I
I can deal with that.
How much damage? Just half damage to anybody that took the head
That rolled higher than a 20 or higher on the
Is
wisdom
how much
save.
damage?
Yeah, what's half damage on that one? 30.
I just said it was 70
something.
72.
72, I think is what I said, yeah.
36.
36?
36. All right.
Okay, hold on.
What is? I made my save.
Yeah, it
But
does other
I
shit
have
though.
evasion or
That's on
doesn't
dex
do
based, I
anything.
believe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
Dex only.
So 72 points of psychic damage. All of a sudden, there was a flash of white light, and while you had never understood what it felt like on the receiving end, your mind is rocked with a searing white, echoing pain. You, for a brief moment, can't even contemplate your existence. All you know is suffering. And as your body slowly begins to no longer be vibrating with absolute desolation, everyone who failed their saving throw,
They're stunned for a minute.
they're stunned for a minute and can make a save every turn to try and reject it.
Everyone who failed.
Everyone who failed.
Spare the dying before anything happens.
Okay.
Anybody who's down, I'm just gonna hit with spare the dying.
okay.
I stand over Ford right now, looking around for an incoming attack.
Okay.
Same Z's.
I'm also now gonna
same.
heal you.
Yeah, raise your hand if you're stunned.
Well,
When you're unconscious.
it's just you're the only ones that
Unconscious
failed it.
Okay.
Wow, we all made our saves.
Nice job.
Wow.
Rolled a
DC 20
24.
is pretty
I rolled
good.
a 29.
18.
25.
That's crazy.
I mean, 18 plus 6.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
24, yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 15.
I was thinking of
I'm going to 4th level or 3rd level. What do you think?
Just do
what,
third.
here?
Yeah.
Just do third because
We could take a. We're gonna
If
have
we're
to take
gonna
a rest
take a
for
rest.
Hero's Feast.
yes.
Okay. So
So Caleb, as you're glancing over, you look, and the other side of the L chamber,
level on you, you get
you can see
21 hit points.
a smaller doorway, and it is like a door that slides in like the previous ones, but it's a smaller one, and there is a label above it that says Broom Lift.
Broom lift?
Yeah,
Are there
B-R-U-M-E.
Oh,
BRU
I bet
with an
they took
umlaut?
the elevator down.
It's a broom lift,
Well,
as in broomstone.
Devexian said that the broom lift was out, so he was a goddamn liar.
Well, there might not be an elevator in there. They might have found a way to just drop down.
That's true.
Or he
Vexian
added
is
into
the
it
best.
orange.
What?
No.
Devexian?
Did that explosion make a loud noise?
It made no
Never
sound,
trust a sexy robot.
but you all kind of just gradually, and like you both to make saves for me.
I'm gonna
There's only
heal.
Steve Rogers
I'm gonna
got
hit.
Is it a wisdom
Wisdom,
save?
yeah?
Wisdom.
Hit it.
I'm gonna hit forward with a level 3 cure wound.
16.
Hit that shit.
If she went
20
unconscious, would
total.
So yeah, well you're fine now. Did you heal her? Or
once she was unconscious, I brought her back,
you said spare the dying, which keeps them from dying.
and then I healed her.
Then you healed her? Okay, so yeah, she's no longer stunned. So you're conscious, coming to in horrible pain, and you remain stunned.
Okay.
That was not fun.
You got. Wait, did I do that math right? 15. 15 plus 7,
22.
22 plus 5.
27.
That's a really good heal for a level 3.
Oh no.
You kind of glance over the source of the sound, which is in the room you're in. You look over into the far corner to the right of where the larger entrance is. Still stunned.
May I?
You can
lay
see
hands
what
on myself.
you can.
Okay.
Yes, you can. You see what looks to be an opening or a pit of some kind in the far right hand of the chamber that has a metallic grate over it, though it appears to have been jostled a bit and is a little loose on its mooring. And you hear this like deep alien growl that echoes from beneath the pit.
Sarlacc. Rancor. Wrong one. The Star Wars monster.
Is the grate ajar enough to where something could get out of it?
It's possible.
And the sound's coming from under it?
Yeah. You also hear, the three of you immediately, splashing coming from the hall where you
Here
once came from. Remember, this is
we
a
go.
300-foot radius.
Right.
I grab Yasha really quick and I just grab her and I try and get her to her feet. We either run or we're fighting.
Which way are we running?
I'm further.
He's not
You can
moving.
pick up
You guys can glance, and you see in the door where you came from across the way, one of those dog creatures with the eye at the end of its tail, kind of like.
Oh, he's hurt. He took a lot of
It's
damage
300
too.
feet.
Right, let's go into into the archway.
So, you're going over into the archway?
And there's 2 more in the kitchen.
Right. I'm assuming
That was coming from the
but-
direction of the kitchen.
Yeah,
That's the one
these were
coming
hit
from
in the
the
kitchen.
I'm gonna start moving towards the archway personally.
Same.
Same.
We're just gonna leave Ford
No, I'm
behind?
picking
No,
up
no,
more.
no, grabbing our fallen. and
Make another wisdom save for me, Ford.
Okay. Oh, 19 plus 4, 23.
You shake off.
I'm
Done.
holding
Yes.
you. Oh, hi.
Hey, hi.
You want me to keep carrying you?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Move
Okay, you're moving into.
towards the archway that is talking about heading to the Immensus Hall.
Okay. As you duck down into this tight chamber, the stairs descend until the water gets to about waist level.
Oh, cool.
Please look for more charges.
And
Yeah.
you go ahead and make a perception check,
Sure.
since you are at the forefront
This
of this.
is not my fucking strong suit. Ooh, that's better though. 21.
21. Okay, as you get down in there, there is a heavy mist source, let's say, that gets heavy, denser and denser the further back it goes. And this is a long, small tunnel. You can only maybe go about 2 at a time through this. And as you look beyond, there's all sorts of fallen rubble, bits of ceiling panels that have fallen that are causing the water flow to kind of splash back. And you're kind of pushing through the water a bit as it's coming up to about your waist. And you glance ahead, and about 100 feet ahead, and a very faint glow in the mist, you can see other similar, slightly gyrating into it charges.
And those
Far
are if
enough
you get.
away.
About 100 feet from you. is
60-foot range to set him off.
Okay, so I stop everybody immediately and point them out.
They're not just proximity based.
Yeah, they can also be let go.
As she points this out, you also hear on the other side of the chamber.
Oh, we gotta
we just came into, or in
the chamber. The chamber that you were just in. You have Intuit charges ahead of you, and you have hurt monsters behind you.
Behind us. Yeah, we're sandwiched. And
we're fighting monsters.
Well, it's up to you guys. What do you want to do?
I use Alora's staff of power to fill the archway that we just came through with a wall of force once everyone is through it.
Or I could do the gate.
To get us on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, we can do that.
But I need to. I only have dark vision of 60 feet.
I just
How far
bought
away are
us
the
10 minutes
Intuit
of
charges?
thinking time.
The first one's 100 feet from you. And the mist blocks your vision to even see the second one. You just see a faint glow in the mist of a
I have to be
similar
able to
light.
see the
real far.
Yeah, I have to be able to
I
see
can
it.
shoot. Like,
already
does
did.
this dispel magic? Okay.
So what do you
There
do?
is a wall of force blocking anything in that chamber that we just left from coming after us physically.
Okay.
So if there were mages, they
Archway?
could cast at us, but physically nothing can come through.
Great.
Can you send your duplicate ahead?
I mean, yeah, but
It would still set off and hurt us.
I don't think it would because it's not a living creature.
But it's
It would still
300
hurt us
feet?
though if it.
But I
got
have
set
to be
off.
able to see what my duplicate is doing.
Is there a way to dispel them?
That's what I'm thinking. I have dispel magic, but it goes 120 feet.
Wait, we had these Intuit charges. Do we know what?
Yeah, do we remember
we
if
know
like
if the
dispel
spell
magic would work?
You don't know.
How far does Mage Hand go?
30 feet.
Don't set it off.
No.
You, Jester, you can get past it. You can dimension door past it.
Yeah, but I have to see. I mean, I would have no idea where I'm dimension dooring to.
You've got Sprinkle to guide you. He just puked on your shoulder, by the way.
Dispel magic is 120 feet.
Yeah.
Use it. Try. Find out. Otherwise, we're fighting monsters. Can't take this fight into the room. We'll get popped.
Okay. I can do a level 4. And how far are the two away from each other?
Can you gain?
You can't quite see how far the second one is because the mist that fills the chamber and blocks your vision makes it hard to see depth.
Do you have dispel magic?
It's not my bag. Well, actually, wait.
If we
At this distance, what you see is the one that's kind of still, like you can see crisply some of the lights, even though it is partially obscured by the mist.
I do.
And you can see the second glow that's deep enough in where you can just see the glow, but you do not have a direct line of sight on it.
Okay.
If you guys both have 120, you should at least try one. Because if it doesn't work, then we're fighting these things.
I can do the same and regain it back if we rest, because I can draw in
Then
some
maybe
energy.
you should do it because we don't get our spells
Can
back
we get
at rest.
close enough to it where you might be able to hit both of them in one shot?
With a level 4, you could try to get both.
How many monsters were there?
3
At
minimum.
least, yeah.
And they're
It's one
injured
object.
badly.
I can't do both. It's
Well,
it's
we
Oh, it's
both.
one at a
specifically
time?
states
Does
one
anyone
object.
have the ability to charm or control the monster? Mm-hmm. Yes?
Can't control monsters.
Wait, he just said yes.
I do. But I thought when you extracted aspects, it was immune to necrotic, fire, and
It's immune to necrotic and
the eye did
Radiant.
something, right?
and radiant.
But that was one kind of monster. Are these all the same kind of monster?
So far, they're all.
They've all been immune to necrotic.
But we
and
don't know what the
radiant.
Sarlacc monster is.
Well, if it's the panther-like thing with the eyeball, then it's the nullifier,
Yeah,
which we've
what we already
already
faced.
faced.
And it's not
And it's also
definite.
immune to charm.
Yeah, I got that.
Twice
I
she's
don't.
gotten
I
it.
didn't say charm. All I got was. I don't have my those.
It was.
notes are all-
I thought it was the same as the psychic charm, frightened. Like you just can't. You can't
That's
mess
the
with
Tomb
brain.
Takers.
Yeah, I thought it had a similar build.
The ones that you've gone against are the Reverser and the Absorber and the Nullifier. The ones that you saw, the bear-like ones that were towards the ledge where you came in, which are the Reversers, and the Absorbers are the ones with the eye that are coming
The
from the
Absorber
kitchen.
has-
you believe.
Okay. And
None of them are immune to charm.
Right.
They're only immune to radiant and necrotic damage.
Okay.
So,
So we could charm one to go in for us.
but it's 60 feet
I know.
still get-
distance
I
to
know.
set
We
off,
can
but
just back up-
300
We can
feet.
back up. a
Caleb, I
whole
would
bunch.
also like you to roll a d20.
Okay, I just put a wall of force up
Could
there.
go for 2
8.
monsters.
Okay. And you cast a level 3 heal, correct?
Yeah.
Like you to roll a d20 for me?
So,
2.
Okay. And you cast
A level 2 heal.
and you're fine.
to clarify, There's 2 intuit charges, you said?
Yes.
There are 2 that you can see in
One
this
that's
chamber.
more visible than the other?
We could try for
Yes.
the front
One-
one and then move forward a little bit, try for the second one.
Yeah, we could do that.
One is partially
let's
obscured
try
by
it.
mist, the other is heavily obscured by the mist. You can only tell it's there because of the faint bit of a similar light glow.
I think I should try to dispel the first one. We could try to do the second. We could also try to gate and catch it in the bag of holding through the door.
That's a big
That's
risk.
a lot. I'm just...
You also don't have a bag of
We
holding.
don't have a bag of holding.
Well, we
I
can't
have
do that.
a
Why would you send
haversack.
us that for?
No,
The haversack is basically a bag of holding, just
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah, smaller pouches.
I'm going to
was a
take
terrible
out
idea,
my the Holy Avenger. Just gonna hold on to it.
Okay.
and I'll be facing the direction of the sound just in case they come
You
around.
try to spell.
Yep.
If it works,
Yeah.
can you regain more than 1 spell back on a short rest?
No, I can regain back a certain amount, so...
If we figure out it works.
It's
one
not
of
bad.
us
If
can
I should do it, if both are successful, great. I can get some of my mojo
Okay.
back. So I'm gonna try it on the first.
So, as you guys are doing this, by the way, the wall of force that Caleb put up is invisible. And you can see back into the archway, into the chamber where that overhead yellow light is still kind of flickering on and off, that faint kind of orangish yellow glow in the chamber. And you can see coming around the corner one of the panther-like creatures in the eye spin as it kind of like runs and then hits the wall. You see an arcane wave off of it as it kind of like begins to stalk, and a second one comes up behind it. And like caged tigers, they're both kind of parrying back and forth.
So
Beyond that,
the globe that you made around us is a radius or
It's not a globe, it's a wall
It's just a-
that things cannot physically pass through.
Okay, and the distance away from us is
What do you mean?
like us
right behind
wall.
us.
We're right there. We're
Okay.
in front of a glass,
Got it.
invisible barrier.
An aquarium.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like we're on the Nostromo right now.
you also see crawling into vision behind them one of the greenish red bear creatures like clawing along the wall.
So 3.
That also looks like it's a bit scrambled. It's like, and it turns over, and you watch as a tentacle whips out and grabs it and pulls it out of view from something else that seems to have crawled up from the chamber below.
And we don't recognize the tentacle?
Does it look like the thing that almost got Ford stopping him from teleporting in that one room? It was like a bipedal, 2-footed little...
You cannot be able to tell from that. It was very quick.
Oh my god.
That's what it is.
But immediately the two other creatures kind of like,
Oh yeah, maybe they'll just kill each other.
Yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah.
begin to hear the sounds of combat happening within the previous chamber you were in.
Great,
Good.
great.
Yeah, yeah, kill each other, kill each other.
There's a winner.
Oh, wait. What about the dome?
What about it?
Like, could we get in the dome
Get
and
in
then
the dome and
move?
set off the Intuit charge?
Will it? But the
The
Does the-
wall will be down by the time the dome is up, but maybe they'll kill each other.
does
Let's
the
just
dome?
try to spell the Intuit charge
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Give it a try. Give it a try.
Can you do that and the wall stays up?
Yeah, the wall is from the stat. Well, it's still concentrated. Is it? Hold on.
The spell is
New
in the
stuff.
concentration.
New stuff.
So
Wall of Force is concentration. No, it's not. Yes, it is. So I can't do any new concentration spells, but Dispel Magic is not concentration.
Indeed.
So I will just try it on the first one. I will do it at 4th level.
4th level? All right. As you reach out and concentrate on the charge, releasing the unraveling tethers of your arcana, the charge hovering and slowly revolving in place, the lights around it, the glow within its runes kind of flash brightly, and then splash into the water below.
Okay.
awesome.
Okay.
Can you do that again?
Cool.
Picking that motherfucker
Do you
up.
want to? Or?
Yeah, we are.
Yes, we are.
You're.
Yeah, that's Solid Snake. Just
I'm gonna do
Just 1 or 2 that we
perception
can see.
scan. Do we see anything else?
Can you guys do? How far is detect magic and shit?
Oh,
60.
I've got a detect magic that is.
Detect magic is level 1, I believe, right?
Yeah, but I've got a use of it that's.
Oh yeah, roll a d20.
Indeed.
Oh shit.
8.
Okay, you're fine.
I've got a detect magic that's
Or
30
default,
feet,
yeah.
so maybe one more a
Not
little
for-
further
not
in.
from that
Actually, it
just
stays
the
up,
time.
doesn't it?
Stays
It is
up.
concentration.
All right,
10 minutes,
so I'll
30 feet.
cast detect magic as we're
Okay.
moving forward.
All right. To remind you, too, you do detect beyond the equipment that's on you, there is still the armor and the weapon that you found from the security corpse previously. that
Oh,
have
we
not
haven't
been
identified.
Well, the weapon wasn't the one that Veth has tried once, or a different
Correct.
weapon? Yeah,
That one.
So your newfangled Force Bolt
is magic.
telekinesis crossbow. Remember?
Oh, that's right. I have a crossbow.
And some unidentified space armor.
Are we gonna take an hour to do the hero's feast?
Not here.
No, but
Hopefully.
What is that?
I would like to.
Okay.
I would love
feel like
to.
it's clutch.
Perception.
20 perception. As you guys kind of glance ahead, the water that is rushing towards you, you see a slight change in the path of it. You can see some of it is drifting into what looks to be an opening to a side chamber down this hall. And this chamber goes into darkness beyond the faint orange or the faint bluish teal glow of the mist obscured into a charge.
All right, let's get a little closer to this then.
a little closer.
Will the wall stay up no matter how far we move?
It's concentration, so I think it stays.
It stays. Just for as long as it lasts.
I don't want to fuck around. I'm going to do another 4th level dispel and get rid of the second into it.
Okay.
As we get closer.
As we creep forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you guys are creeping forward, you hear, and you kind of glance behind, and you can see the edge of a creature kind of coming into view. This bulbous-looking abomination, itself like 3 elephant-like legs out of the side of a central kind of fleshy body with an open toothed mouth. You see it has this kind of long tendril and this weird eye stalk, and it seems to have this like long tentacle with these teeth-like extrusions out of the bottom of it, and it looks like it's got gashes all over it, and it's whipping around, and one of the small panther-like creatures with the eye tail leaps onto it as it kind of rummages back and slams into a nearby wall out of sight. The battle continues to rage on behind.
T-Rex and Velociraptor.
There's a whole kaiju battle happening over there. Pull out some popcorn.
Continuing on, you begin to get nervous with proximity, but slowly you begin to take in a little bit more shape. Make a perception check for me, Caleb.
Did I successfully dispel the second charge?
We're getting to the
there.
point where you can see it enough to dispel.
Okay, what am I rolling for?
Perception.
Perception.
Guidance him.
I
Sure.
already okay.
I'll allow you to guidance him.
Thank you. 18.
18. You start getting to that nervous point where you're like, are we getting too close? Are we getting too close? And then right as you kind of begin to have that sense, you can just make out the fine detail of the runes, which is the part that you need to be able to see to unravel the magic. You go ahead and cast it at what level?
4th.
4th level again.
Nice. Fucking
But there could be more. There could be more.
Could be.
There could be.
Yeah, we look around for any glows.
Okay. Glancing around, you don't see any additional glows, but what you do see is what Caduceus had mentioned before. There is an open door where some of the water is flowing into as you're kind of like slowly pushing through. You can read the top of the door, which reads security storage.
No, I can't.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Because the wall's up.
That's right. Never mind.
That says flagella.
Well, it looks to be a storage facility where certain things may have been secured.
Is that the only door that we see?
And where you currently stand, yes.
But it's not the only path. Like,
No, there's the hallway ahead of you where the mist continues, and this is just kind of a side chamber here in the center. The room is maybe 5 by 10 feet. It is very small. You can see what looks to be all manner of wall hooks and shelves and placement for all sorts of things, but it has been what appears to be cleared out beyond the rubble and fallen cases.
I've got Detect Magic up, so...
You do. You see what looks to be a faint bit of magical essence coming from one of the heavily buried small leather cases under the water.
I was gonna say, we're still underwater, right?
You guys are about waist high in water. Yeah.
Oh,
who wants
except for Beth, who's walking onto it.
I'll
Thankfully.
go.
very fucking
Right
cold.
over there.
Okay.
Mostly come
Salt
out
water
at night.
freezes way.
It could be a glyph hiding under things.
That's true.
Yep, she already went under.
Make an investigation check.
I'm backing up.
Depth charge.
She just floats away.
Investigation, you said?
It's a storage facility.
20 total.
20 total.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
If it looks like a glyph or an into in charge, then I'm not gonna fuck with it.
Fair enough.
You're dead already.
Yeah.
60
Is this uranium?
Oh, sheesh.
Too real.
Into a charge
real.
would have already gone off.
Yeah.
Right,
It's just the
yeah.
Terminator 2 at the fence dream sequence. So you glance through and kind of as you're pushing
There was
there,
like a leather case.
it looks like there are a lot of cases that are kind of tethered with arm straps to part of this shelf unit. They're kind of just free floating in the water, and you kind of push through them. And one of them, it looks like it wasn't cleaned out, and there is what looks to be 3 very smooth, refined-looking crystal vials within.
All right. I'll just grab the whole leather satchel and come back.
You grab it. What you do notice, and some of you kind of pick up too when you're in the room, there are all these open cases on the shelf here. Within them, there is some sort of like a heavier padding. And across this padding in these multiple cases, you can see cut openings, spaces where triangular-shaped devices were once set, but now lay
This is where
empty.
he fucking got them.
How many openings are there? So we know how many he's...
Quick glance.
That's a good idea.
About 15, 16.
Fuck. Yeah.
He's only got 2 hands. He can only hold a few.
Those have been already gone.
They're also they
5 are down.
they are hard to set. You have to
Yeah.
roll real high.
And they can only set 2 at a time because there's only 2 of them.
That's true. That's true.
But 3 of them...
Yeah, it was farther away, that's why.
And it's very hard to get away from them once you've set them. You
Yeah,
have
we're
to
gonna
really...
be fine.
But it's a good point. There are basically 10 unaccounted for.
Wow.
Well, some of them could have been from the last time, right?
For sure.
So now
I mean, we
have
could
how
have set
many?
off-
We have 3 now?
I think we had 1 left over because we weren't able to
I
use
think
them
we
all.
are too.
Yeah,
we
one
did
left
too, right?
over, and the 2 that you recovered from
Now
the
we're-
waters they came by, which cannot be set for the
till
day.
tomorrow.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, we can throw the shit out of them.
Do they make these things everywhere?
Where they make them?
Do they make these Intuit charges everywhere? Or are these like super
They
rare?
came from
I
here.
think they came from here, so I
Oh,
think
okay,
some
so
of them have already been used.
Okay, so the ones that we had are probably...
They were from here as well.
Okay.
Can't
Okay,
get them
because
in
we
Quebec,
got
though.
we got ours from the bag switcheroo from them.
That's right. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
so we keep moving forward.
Okay.
10 minutes on the wall?
Yeah.
Should we sit down here and have a hero's feast?
No. Unless we hear silence from the kaiju battle in the other room.
How long will that force wall stay at?
10 minutes.
Oh, that's what you just
Yeah,
said?
we're gonna
Yep.
keep moving.
It's up to you
Yeah,
guys.
let's keep walking.
You're gonna keep walking?
Because we're still in water too, right? In waist deep water.
You are.
How does it sound in the monster room?
And we're not going in, and the room is done, and we're going in the mist.
Well, it's been a few minutes and searching through there. It sounds like the battle has ceased. Or at least doesn't appear to be a raging battle any longer. As it has been a few minutes.
Is there any sound, any creature sound?
Make a perception check.
That is a 19.
19. You don't hear anything.
Okay.
Let's just keep that up for a minute.
There's also a whole bunch of holes and passageways that could be going
I
around.
mean, it's a trade-off, right? If we spend an hour resting, they could already be on the bringing the city back in that hour.
If we go a little bit further, even if there's something alive behind us, they would maybe not follow us as far as we go
just need to
and
get a little-
sniff around and lose interest.
Okay.
Yeah, let's keep going a
Forward.
little
Possibly.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for Inuit charges.
All right.
And for anything moving.
bit. And glyphs.
Very
Just charges.
So now this is a 2x2 walkway here, and you are like pushing past kind of hanging vent elements and cables and such.
2 by 2.
So what is the marching order here?
Bo and I up front.
Okay. Bo and Ford up
That
front.
true sight. Girl.
I'll go second.
Second, who's with Jester?
I'll go with Chester.
I'll stay at the back.
Alrighty.
I'll sit in the back with Caleb.
Okay. Essek and Veth will be third, and then Caleb and Caduceus in the cabooses. Alrighty.
Jesus. You love it.
You begin to push into the heavier mist.
Still in water.
Still in water.
All right.
Still waist deep.
Okay.
Push on for about 30 or so feet. Those at front, Beauregard and Ford, make perception checks.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Nice. 19,
This is really well
16. Natural 16.
You both feel pretty confident that you don't immediately see any Intuit charges that prevent your continued travel. What you do see is that about 40 or so feet ahead of where you now are, the hallway opens into a new room.
Is there light in that room or darkness?
Or people.
There is a faint light in there, yeah.
What kind of light? White, colored?
You can see what looks like some elements of the same orange-yellow kind of flickering, And with your high perception checks, a very, very faint blue light, like a deep cerulean blue, along with some like vibrant kind of teal shifts. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of light fighting through the obscuring mist in this tight tunnel.
And do I see anything crossing in front of that light? Anything that is cutting that light
You
off?
take a moment. You do. There is movement in that chamber.
Oh, do you think it might be Lucian?
Steady or erratic?
there.
Like a pat, like a
Yeah, like
repeating, or
like someone patrolling back, like pacing, or like yeah.
Hey,
With your high enough perception check, it does not appear patterned. It appears to be a little erratic, or at least not a continuous repeating.
And we're still in waist deep water, right?
We're still in waist deep water that continues into the room.
Can I sink underneath the water and do another check?
Oh, that's cool.
Like
yeah, if you want
Rainbow
to.
style?
Yeah.
Hey, wait.
Jaws.
Just out of curiosity, past where the Intuit charges had been laid for us, how far have we come?
You're standing a little bit past the second Intuit charge.
So if it went off, it would have affected the people in this room up ahead of us.
It would seem so, yeah.
Okay.
It's probably
18 underneath the water.
18 underneath.
But also let them know we're here.
Yeah.
Glancing down under the water, it is murky, and make it with disadvantage because it is underwater.
That's fair. 19, so the 18.
Yeah, okay. Glancing ahead, you can see the same kind of shimmering light coming through from the different perspectives. There is all sorts of like fallen debris and such that have kind of sunk into the bottom. You don't see anything swimming in it.
No glowing.
I mean, there's no glowing in the water, no. The same kind of light sources from above.
Yeah, okay.
That means we can't count out, even though it's got a 300-foot damage range, you can't count out there being more of them. Because if an Intuit charge went off in here where we were and it would have hit them, that means they may have some sort of...
Well, Lucian is immune to psychic damage anyway.
Yeah.
But is Kree as well? Do we know?
We don't.
I don't know about Kree.
Kree was hurt. Was Kree hurt?
Kree was hurt.
Kree was very hurt,
But it could have been
become
from the fall
invisible?
and the pain.
I can become invisible.
I can make a gate here and put it in the other fucking room, and you could walk out invisible and take a look. He'll see you. But if he's not looking at you,
He'll see the
you could
gate.
just show up in the middle of the room.
Gate. Wait, is
We
the
could
gate
also jump
invisible?
out and surprise him right
The
now.
gate is
No, it's
invisible.
not. We dealt with that at the sanatorium.
No, the gate is invisible to the back. So like
One side, yeah.
one side of it. Yeah. Now, if he can see magic, then he can see it. But it normally appears
If he's looking.
if he's looking.
We could jump out, attack him right now.
Maybe you could put. Can you put the gate?
Right.
Does it have to be on the floor? It does, right?
It does.
wrecked.
I mean, I can just invisible up and just peek through the door.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Yes. There's nothing we gain by sitting here, and we only got a couple more
Yell
minutes.
them really fast. Yell them. We should yell them.
I can keep fighting, so
Are you healing or am I going?
What about the vials? The crystal vials? Do they look like healing potions or something?
Do they look like healing potions, or do they look like some other like residual
Are they
magic?
silvery like
theme?
the
Yes, yeah.
possibility potions?
You glancing inside of the vials, two of them appear to be healing potions of some kind. I'm not too specifically aware of what they are. And one is like a deep purple coloration to it. You're unfamiliar with what it may or may not do.
I toss a healing potion to Yasha.
I'm at 97. Anybody lower than that?
I toss one to Ford.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
50.
Yeah, I tossed mine over to Caleb.
great.
They're both greater healing potions, so you heal 4d4 plus 4.
44 plus 4. Okay.
And you're lower than 97?
I'm 85.
Great.
Have I seen this purpley liquidy
You have
before?
not. I don't believe so.
oh come on.
Veth,
What?
does this look familiar to you? I toss it to Veth. Purple
I
potion.
look at it with my keen alchemical mind.
Make an intelligence check.
Natural 20.
Looks purple.
Is it the same hue?
It's 10. I
as-
rolled a 10.
Yeah.
Same hue as the gems in the regen room?
Darker, but purple
Close.
all the same, yeah.
Here, take this for later.
Oh.
Get these.
I will turn invisible. I'll take out an eyelash wrapped in gum Arabic and smash it in my hand, waving it across the air, touching my forehead and pinching my nose, activating the invisibility spell, as I always do.
Okay. So you are now invisible and standing on the water.
Yes, and I will army crawl along the water.
Is the water going?
Go ahead and roll
like a
stealth check with
waterbed?
advantage because you are invisible.
Seeing a Veth shape. Like a snow angel.
Stealth 34.
Okay. As you elbow your way into the space, you push past where the door opens, and the first thing that you notice is familiar teal light sources to your right and left beyond the door. There is an intuit charge maybe 2 feet to your right and 2 feet to your left, both just kind of glowing and slowly
But
rotating.
they didn't go off?
They have not gone off.
Oh, because they're not proximity.
They're manually triggered.
Yep.
This is an ambush.
Okay.
Yep.
Looking into the room further, from what you can tell, make a perception check for me.
I'm not good at those. But 19 anyway.
Okay.
Do that.
You can see now ceiling panels have fallen in a few places here, and cables dangle and chain elements are affixed to parts of the walls around you. But this is probably a massive 90 to 100 foot chamber. The center of it has a mostly round-ish cylindrical construction aside from 3 offshoot alcoves, of which this is one that you're in, where this hallway enters into. The mist hangs on everything here, and you can kind of see the source of the mist, as well as the source of the water. For in the middle of this cylindrical chamber, there is a raised series of stairs, and a dais in the center where you can see other elements of mechanical arcane contraptions with glowing runes that are affixed to what looks to be a large 10-foot wide ring that stands at the top center of this platform, about 10 feet in side to side.
A Stargate.
Essentially,
Okay.
an arcane Stargate.
This is
In the middle of it, there's a very fine blue, glowing, crackling line, like a mostly shut eye. And from it, weeping, is just water. Just and mist drifting out. You immediately say this is the source of all the water flooding this chamber, as well as the mist obscuring the top 3 or so feet of this entire room.
And aside from the intuit charges, which are giving off this pale glow, yellow and blue light is coming from the
Blue light is coming from the Immensus Gate in the
Immensus
center
Gate.
of the chamber. The yellow light is coming from similar affixed light sources in the ceiling from previous chambers you've been in. You do see along the walls other tables, and it looks like laboratory elements similar to previous places you've explored, and other elements of Aeor and other ruins, though arranged differently within the interior here. There's elements of metal carts and cracked debris that are lodged where the water sources pushed them out to the side, so a lot of the furniture has been kind of shoved to the exterior walls of the room. You can also tell within the center of this raised platform, kind of talking and darting amongst the materials, are 2 humanoid figures that are in the process of adjusting things and moving things about.
close
and
to
talking
the
to each
gate, or
Very close to the gate.
okay, I'll back up immediately. Reverse army crawl.
Just throwing it out there, it's waist-high water. We have underwater breathing if we wanted to go under the water as we went in. Just a thought.
How would we take out the intuit charges? Like sneak in and dispel them really fast before they realize that we've...
Those are
Done
the
it?
only 2 we saw.
Yeah.
I feel like we would be able to, unless they had more hidden.
Why would they hide more? They would just...
Lucian's
those two can...
Lucian will smoke Kree.
Yeah,
he
in
will.
a
And us.
second.
Yeah.
He won't care.
Okay, so I go back. Oh my god, how far back are my friends?
They're about maybe, I'd say, 20 or so feet. You guys probably wouldn't have gone any farther than that
I
into
don't want to
the
make any
area.
noise, so just kind of wave everyone further back, just so we don't make any noise, and I'll whisper sort of what I saw to the crew, using a lot of hand gestures.
Do we have time for a hero's feast? I don't think we can wait an hour.
We can't wait an
right?
hour.
Yeah, I'm just making sure we said it.
We're all clumped up within sight of these charges that Veth located? No.
You don't have sight. In order to see them, you have to step into the
They
chamber.
did the same thing we did. They're on the inside of the door.
So we'd have to.
Just like they learned from you.
Can we do the orb of invulnerability, and walk in so they set them off and it doesn't affect us, and then we attack?
But is that orb protect against psychic damage, or is it just physical?
I don't know.
It's spells.
It's spells.
Of a certain level.
Spells.
Wait, could
Instead of effects, it could be
the duplicate could? Well, no, it would still go off. I mean, if they go off and we're anywhere close, we still get hit.
300 feet.
In our entire arsenal, how many dispels do we have left between the three of you?
A lot.
A lot.
So I could go in. I could sneak in underwater if you give me underwater breathing.
Huh? If we both have it, we can do it on the count of
We
three.
can swim in.
Knock
Low,
them both out.
do it, and bamf him out.
We also can't use the globe. We fudged the rules last time. The globe doesn't travel.
Right.
It's stationary.
Oh, good to know.
So ballpark the dispels, though, just in case we're only seeing 2 of 6 or 8. How many do you have? How many do you have? How many do you have? If you needed to max out your dispels.
I mean, a ton.
We also established.
A ton is, but what? 4?
Oh,
5, 6?
1, 2, 3,
7,
4,
8.
5, 6, 7,
At least 4th
8.
level?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
2, 4.
That's the one that had success from Caleb.
Yeah.
6.
6.
5
Wow.
if we're doing 4th and higher.
5.
Same.
5.
As you're having this discussion, Caleb,
Son of a bitch.
Beauregard,
Son of a bitch.
Uh-oh.
He knows we're here.
a voice creeps into your minds.
Yeah.
I was wondering when I'd sense your closure. Well, don't be shy. Let's have a conversation. I've made some precautions, but I think it's worth a talk. Right? That's all you hear.
Time for y'all to go.
What'd you say?
He senses you.
Mm-hmm.
You want to send them in solo?
Yeah.
Could send us in. We could start talking while you guys set up.
If you did that, how many hit points do you have? Would want to be sure that you can take a full blast hit.
Well, the only part of this plan
Two
I'm
of them.
talking about is you two walking
It's 100
in,
points.
coming up with a story how the two of you survived and we didn't, and the rest of us are underwater so that you two can hit the Intuit charges. I don't have anything after that because we don't see any other Intuit charges.
Is there any way he could know that we're all here?
I assume he knows we travel together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not going to believe that you guys are gone.
Yeah.
Also, if those both go off, I'm down.
We're all down if those both go off.
We're all down.
I could just rage and then run in there and set him off.
We're within 300 feet.
Yeah, but we could back up.
We can't back that far up.
Sure we can.
It's very far. And if you rage and get
it'll kill you.
It'll kill you once you because you're.
Yeah,
it'll
she
stun
can't
you.
die.
It'll surpass
you
your
under.
total.
Yeah.
Yeah, way past.
That's a good call.
I do have a feeling he's probably set it to where it's got to be triggered.
Yeah, of course.
We'd already be
They
dead.
would have gone off by now.
Right.
Well,
Yes.
how far away are
60
we?
feet.
I was within 10 feet.
Yeah, not
Right,
as like
right,
within
you
10
were
feet
right
of each
there.
of them.
You're right there.
You want to go in and talk, and we'll.
I mean, the options are sneaky and try and dispel, or we're going to talk our way into this poker game.
I don't think we have a choice. I don't think there's any. You can't be sneaky once they've invited you in.
Well, we can be sneaky. They can't.
Well, he can sense us, but he can't. Maybe can't see us. You could
Cut my hand
send
and
me, and
smear
then
you
I
with
could
blood.
dispel those things from under the surface of the water and at least get the two.
At about this time, the light kind of flickers a bit through the mist, and you hear a voice echo from within the chamber and goes, "Ah! I think I've got it."
Go, just go.
And you hear Lucian respond, "Shh, wait. We've got company. We don't want to be as impolite as they've been."
All right, I'm doing.
I think if Caleb and Bo go in, he's just going to be like, "Where are your friends?"
Yeah.
Regardless, we have to fucking do something.
Even if that
just moving forward.
where of
Still
our
win.
friends gives
Maybe
us
just
6
go in.
seconds in order to dispel those, even
Let
if
me
it gives
just
us
get
a.
those two things. You send me underwater, All of us.
You
Give
walk
us
in.
all the ability.
I just cast underwater breathing on all
Okay.
of us. 24 hours. Done. You can do with it what you will.
I'm going to glide up under the
I
surface and
cast
try to hit.
underwater breathing.
Okay.
Do I need to? 9.
Okay.
I'm going to invoke duplicity. I know that he'll probably be able to see it, but I'm going to just kind of shuffle her in with the other people, and hopefully it won't be as noticeable. And I'm going to go underwater while she walks with everybody.
Okay. So, you're going underwater while sending your duplicate with the rest of the troop.
I'm going to go ahead of the group.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead with you.
All right.
Caleb and Bo are walking in.
I'm going
underwater.
I'm invisible.
Underwater.
We'll just try
I'm
to
behind them as well.
get rid of at least these 2 charges before discussion begins. We can pop up out of the water.
You get rid of them, I'll be watching.
Okay.
All right. As you all begin to step towards the chamber to figure out how this interaction at the Immensus Gate is to transpire, we're going to take a break.
Instant sweat.
Uh-huh.
So I'm loving it.
I'm loving it.
We're so fucked.
We're going to be right back here in a few minutes to see how this happens. All right. See you guys in a minute.
Dwarvenite. The most precious substance among dwarven smiths. Able to absorb the very spirit of the craftsman. Thus infused, it becomes nearly indestructible. Able to forge heirlooms that will last for generations. Pure Dwarvenite. Now you can get your hands on this legendary substance with the new Dungeon of Doom. Available now at dwarvenforge.com.
Oh, I can't wait to give Taliesin hugs.
I know.
I've
I
missed
know,
him
man.
so much.
Ooh, well over a year now. Well over a
Taliesin, I
year.
think you were my last hug.
Was I your last hug?
I think you were my very last hug. Oh, like I was thinking about it the other day. I'm pretty sure you were the last person I hugged.
Oh man.
So
My last hug was
That's
definitely
pretty
that
special.
flight attendant as she threw me out coming back from wherever we were. All right, Ash, the question was... Yeah, she doesn't want to tell that story.
Walking further
I
and
love
further
that
down
nobody
the
just
down
does
the-
it. Nobody does anything anymore. We just stare.
Hey critters, Laura Bailey here. Let's see what's up in the Critical Role shop.
Ooh, look at this. Look at the details. Ooh.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Can you put donuts in this? Only one way to find out. The cuteness, it's overpowering. I mean, the traveler always says impulse purchases are a good decision. So click on over to the Critical Role shop.
Don't worry, there's a few more minutes in the break. You still got time.
I'm a fan of hot air balloon rides above the Venetian countryside. I'm a fan of Momlin. She's always got my back. I'm a fan of wine older than Taliesin. I'm a fan of Twitch subscriptions. I'm a fan of emotes by Arsqueef. They're neat. I'm a fan of a wife so cool.
People forget I exist. Exist.
I'm a fan of wearing your skin as a mask.
And welcome back. So, last we left off, you were deciding, well, after I dropped something, you were deciding what to do as you were seemingly sensed and invited to come talk with Lucian and Cree within the Immensus Gate chamber. What would you like to do?
Here's my plan. We're all cows.
Thank you. Thank you.
It kind of worked.
Where's a
before.
druid when you need it?
Yeah.
Be killer whales.
Are we? I mean, we said what we said.
Yeah,
Caleb was
we're
going
gonna move.
underwater. I was going underwater. Anybody else going underwater?
I was gonna sneak behind you guys invisible.
Okay.
And I'm the mouthpiece to start us off.
Oh, we're dead.
I know. We're so dead.
She's wonderful.
So Caleb and Bo up front with Veth sneaking underwater, or on top of water.
On top of the water. I'm still invisible for
Right.
a bit longer.
I'm underwater.
That I'm at.
Jester's underwater,
I'm underwater right behind
Focus!
right behind.
right behind Bo. I'm like potentially if
pants off people.
if Caleb is right behind, like, because you said you were gonna hang back just behind Bo.
I was gonna just be like right at her ankle, essentially.
Okay.
Alrighty.
He's underwater.
Like a triangle we
saying.
could do.
So you're underwater as well, Caleb. You said?
Yeah, yes.
All right.
V formation.
Got it. So Bo.
And I would be right next to Caleb then underwater.
Okay, you got it. Beth's on the water. Who's up next?
I suppose it would be me.
Alrighty.
I'll go next.
Okay.
And my
don't know.
and my duplicate is like walking between Yasha and Caduceus.
They're clearly identifiable to someone who has detect magic and see through.
Sure, yeah, but I mean, like, if you're paying attention, but if she's just like walking amidst everybody, hopefully she'll just kind of like
Blend in.
look like she's there. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Sure.
Could be.
And I'll try to, like, make myself
Please
bigger.
explain what that was.
I'm making myself bigger, covering her a little bit.
Look over here.
Like one of those little desert frogs that puffs up. All right.
Yes.
We're trying it?
So, you're in formation.
You got it. You got it. It's gonna go great.
All
Playing
right.
a
We hold all the cards.
20 charisma character next game. Okay, let's go.
I think what I would do is wait underwater, and when I hear the vibration of Beauregard's voice, is when I would fire off Dispel.
Okay. So you all enter the chamber, or begin to step into the space.
But I'm
With
just walking.
Jester and Caleb underwater. Beauregard, you begin to walk in, and you see the mist still kind of gathered across the surface of the water throughout as you with the sound of all the people behind kind of marching your way through the water. At which point, you see the two figures at the top, the sparking, kind of glowing, and kind of occasionally flashing line of energy in the center of this large metallic empty ring. And as you begin to step in Beauregard, one of the figures turns around, and though you cannot see the face so much, the light source in here is very faint, other than kind of the faint glow from the ring kind of behind them that's giving them this backlit appearance, and just the front of shadow. You can tell from the outline that it's Lucian. Also because while you just see shadow in the front, you see a number of red eyes that seem to be glowing from within the shadow across what parts of him are visible.
As she's taking that in your brain, you hear, "We believe in you."
You step in, and with Lucian turned around, he goes, "I think that's far enough. For I have my thoughts on turnabout, should you take another step.
I stop.
May have to just twiddle a finger. I know how you figure these little scramblers work, seeing as how you murdered most of our crew with them, so you know that if I think so much as a greener color shade, we all go. And you bleed from every memory."
color shade.
Are we inside the threshold, or is Bo inside?
Beauregard has stepped into the threshold and seems to have stopped. The rest of you are like right on the inside of the tunnel. What are you doing?
What can I see quickly? Can I see any more of those glowing teal?
Make a perception check.
With my quick glance around the room. Come on, don't fail me now.
With true sight.
17.
17. Looking about right now, all you can see from your perspective are the two charges immediately to your right and left, kind of raised above the water surface, and the deep blue glow coming from the central kind of flickering portal sliver, and the lights glowing from above in the far walls. That's all you can see.
I just kind of think towards Caleb's direction. He's ready to kill us. Stand down.
Can't he hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
I stand up at that, knowing that he probably can hear.
Okay. Caleb stands up.
I look over.
You
I'll
remain.
stay down. Just...
Make a stealth check, Jester.
That's pretty good. 21.
Okay. I mean,
Sorry we're late.
I'd say you were quite quick in some ways. I'm impressed.
How long have you been here setting up the party by yourself?
See, Kree kind of grumbles over the shoulder, kind of. Not terribly long. Maybe about better part of an hour.
Oh, yeah, we actually did make pretty good time.
But we had to set up some precautions since you tend to follow and nip at our heels, and well, taught us a few tricks along the way.
Isn't this the part where you kick back and tell us all your clever plans?
Sure. Step in a bit.
I take a step in and look around for more of the things.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Okay. From your perspective at the entrance of the chamber, right now you can only see the two to your right and left.
Is he bluffing?
Possible to say. I think.
I take another step in as well,
Everyone else?
slowly.
I'm gonna
Filter in a bit?
cast a quick spell on myself before I come in, and then I'm gonna come in.
What spell do you cast?
Death Ward.
Okay. Death Ward is on you.
They do. They're above the water surface.
Right, so they can't be under.
Yeah, they're above on the platform right now, which is about the full climb of it's maybe 4.5, 5 feet up, so it's about a foot out of the water.
Oh no, I meant the Intuit charges. They float far enough off the ground to be above the water.
Oh yeah.
Do we
under.
see the threshold stones that they need for this to work?
With your perception check, you see on the platform, right by where the ring is, there are the two satchels.
Mm-hmm.
The same like heavy ones that are right there. At this point, as you guys have taken a couple steps in, Lucian puts a hand up for you to like halt and kind of lets the rest of you filter in a little bit, right within just the beginning of that alcove.
I don't like this.
I have not been a poor host. I lent you my personal reading. In taking what I was owed, I borrowed a few things, with intent to return them. Though some of these pretties intrigue me, as he kind of runs his hands across each other, and then apparating from his hand, you see a small, glowing yellow orb that he begins to spin through his fingers.
Oh.
Bowie style. And then it vanishes. The familiar cloven crystal, somewhere in his grasp. We defended ourselves when assailed. And even then, I invited you to come see what we've been working on. Letting bygones be what they are. And still, you treat us with such animosity. Shame. Manners are important, and the last thing to go when an age runs dry. I do still very much want to show you what I've been working on, but I feel like you've shown me how hard it can be to trust. So I need you to earn it. Cree at this point. She goes, why don't we just kill them, Lucian? Stop the games. Lucian kind of puts a hand up. Shh. Still looking over in your direction, because try as I might, a part of me still likes them.
I just in my head look at Lucian and I say, you should listen to the woman. Not audibly.
As he kind of looks towards you with a smile, there's a part of him that kind of like twitches for a moment, and he kind of...
Ooh, he didn't like it.
Yeah, what was that?
Also, I should say my Pass Without a Trace was still up because it lasts for an hour from the last time I cast it.
Mm-hmm.
So my stealth roll would have been 31.
Ooh. Okay. Good to know.
You're still just...
I'm just under the water. I just don't want to come up.
Well, tell us more, circus man.
The twitch kicks in again, and he's like, he looks confused for a minute, and then for a brief moment, there's like a hollow confusion.
Why? Why?
Molly?
Insight check? Insight check!
Make an insight check.
We play Dungeons and Dragons.
Sure.
Okay. 24.
30.
Not as good as him.
Well, bless you. Go ahead.
Something about the words rang something
Something about the words?
that Caleb used rang something in him that even he doesn't quite understand. With the 30, you get that.
It's not it's the message, not the delivery system, is what I... If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Circus man?
With a 30.
Yeah?
Long ago, there was a group of people who had an idea to get away from oppressive minds and pursue their dreams. And when destruction came not of their making, they were ready, or so they thought. As they shunted their people across the plains to safety in the astral plane where they knew they could make their dreams a reality. Unfortunately, what they didn't account for was this terrible psychic storm that awaited them, that racked every mind and spirit and shattered them until they became one with their own city. Death would have been a sweet mercy. But instead, thousands of people in the Somnavan that guided them were broken and over time slowly reformed. Powerful. The instinct of their dreams driving them in a place where they could will their dreams to be, where their will not so fragmented. They needed help, but it was hard to push through the hunger. For now the city was alive, and things that live need to eat. I was lucky to be a mind free, one to speak to it. And there's so much that they could do, but they just lack the guidance. It's a waste of potential. But I think I can show them. And maybe if you decide to be more friend than foe, when all is done, I can make your dreams come true as well. Glances over towards Cree, and Cree kind of gives a nod. Well, like I said, you've got to earn your path. Show me that you really have what it takes, beyond being a thorn in my drawers. Cree, you see, like, adjusting something on the contraption.
I watch every click that she makes. Just take note.
She reaches over, and you can see she's holding this rod in one hand, and there is a separate rod in the device.
Okay.
And she looks back and gives a nod to Lucian. Reaches over towards this lever to his side and just shifts it ever so slightly upward, like an inch. As it does, you watch the thin sliver in the ring widen just a bit, like a tear in space, as the slight trickle of a waterfall becomes a brief torrent. Water begins to pour into the chamber, foaming as Lucian and Kree kind of step to the side. For a moment, you feel the waves rush past as it splooshes in, and then he lowers it entirely, returning to that thin sliver once more. This door can go many places. As Kree switches out the rod with the other that was in her hand.
Assuming you want us to go on a little field trip.
Well, I'm certainly going on one. I guess it's a shame to work so hard and, I don't know, not have anyone who really understands it who's right there to see it. But I've seen potential in at least a couple of you. You're already walking the right path.
And you plan to go and stay there, or bring something back and make this world better than how you found it?
Yes.
You want us to be an audience?
Well, I'd love an audience, but I'd like for you all to earn your ticket. Come join the show.
Maybe you should take your bodyguard.
The water that poured out of the lip begins to undulate and begin to gather, like something had spilled through the sliver of a doorway. At which point Lucian goes, the other side perhaps, takes a bow. And as he stands up from the bow, he pulls the lever up with him. And that thin line tears open to an entire portal to fill the central ring. And where once you saw glimpses of this endless, watery, oceanic expanse, now you see a starscape filled with waves of purple and gossamer, silk-like silver.
I
And in the center of it,
kick Jester underneath the water really quick while this is happening.
in the center of this space, you see a city. Hundreds of beautiful towers rising up with arches and bridges that connect, streets that wind through. Of all the tales you've heard of the Age of Arcanum, this meets or exceeds those expectations, and it's familiar because you've seen this city before, in flashes. And as you focus, you watch as one of the towers twitches, and another, an eye opens up before shutting across the stonework. Well, I think it's time you pay the ticket taker. And both of them turn, grab the satchels,
Are we letting them go or are we running?
and run through the portal.
What?
I don't know. Are we trying to stop
They're
them?
leaving.
No.
No, we're following.
You watch as they both leap and just begin to drift. And then at once, Lucian puts his arms at his side and spins around, looking back at you. His now longer purple hair drifting, waves, and then
I dart towards the
rockets
portal.
off.
Yeah.
I dart towards the portal.
Same, this isn't over.
I reach down, I grab her in the water, pull her up.
As you all gather up, the central whirl in the center of the chamber shoots up into this mass of twirling, angry, elemental liquid. You see tether-like tentacles whipping around. Some sort of terrifying octopi-like elemental leviathan rises up from the ground, having escaped from the elemental plane where it was waiting for a chance. I need you all to roll initiative.
Oh, shit! The ticket taker's a bitch!
Oh, man. This combat is brought to you by Dwarven Forge, makers of premium handcrafted gaming terrain. You want to become a master of battle maps like Matt Mercer? The best place to do it is Dwarven Forge starter sets. These starter sets are so easy to build. Even Sam Riegel, spelled slightly wrong, could do it. Maybe.
So,
I don't like this.
I need, first off, you to tell me, let's see, the marching order would have been Beauregard about there.
So wait,
Caleb.
something's coming through the portal?
It's already here.
It's already through?
A gush of water came through.
They
was
let
a
it
pretty-
out. Roddy blood out. I would have been like floating underneath one of the Intuit charges.
Okay, so you're right over there.
I was like right behind them.
But they're gone. They can't set them off.
You can.
Hopefully.
From another dimension?
Probably not.
No, probably not. From
I mean, if the doorway's open,
it should
right?
say on the item if it does.
Okay, yeah, because otherwise we would have set it off from inside the mansion.
Looking.
Looking.
But that doorway's open.
Yeah, we're going in,
Yeah,
right?
it's open.
That's what I mean, though. Like,
The
Get
gateway is
everybody
open.
in, though.
yeah. You just float.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, baby.
That is huge.
It doesn't say anything about dimension.
It does.
Where?
It says
Where does it say it?
you link your mind to the device at any time you can choose to detonate the charge, as long as you are on the same plane of existence.
Great.
Under remote.
It doesn't say that on mine.
Ooh, you've got a different one.
Yeah.
You have to update it.
So we
You've
would
got
be good.
It doesn't have that
Intuit
text.
charge.
You could do your gateway door on the other behind the Leviathan, and we just run it.
Well,
Yeah, my initiative sucks.
25 to 20.
20.
23.
Ooh, classic Ashley roll.
Yasha, Jester,
22.
Beth.
Sorry.
Oh.
Still high. And then
Jester.
Beth.
Beth.
20 to 15.
19.
Water, huh? What can
Now-
we do to water?
Waist high in the water.
Sorry.
Except for Veth,
Also-
your movement is halved because it is considered difficult terrain. So just be aware of that.
Okay.
Also 20. Not mine. Sorry.
Okay.
So I'm at the
Oh, it's
same
good to remember that
time
we all
as
can
Beth.
breathe water.
You both have
So if
20
we get
decks.
absorbed into it.
Yeah.
Okay, on that.
So you guys decide who goes first.
You're slightly further forward.
Okay.
You can go first.
Okay.
All right.
Bo, then Beth.
Yeah. Sorry, that was
We're
my
going
bad.
in, yeah. We're going in the portal. That's the goal.
If we can get
Look
back
at all
to
these
this
15 to
create
10.
Octomom.
10.
10. Your dex is probably higher than mine.
My dex is 12.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm so fast.
Caduceus?
9.
Okay.
Caleb.
Yasha, you are up first as this creature now essentially fills a majority of the chamber forward towards this portal. What would you like to do?
Okay. I have an idea. For starters, I would like to rage.
There you go.
Correct.
And then, oh, I had a long rest. Okay, never mind. I want to try to book it to the portal.
I want to try to book it to the portal.
So, where am I at in there?
You're the one that's covered in mist. I think you're towards the back, actually.
Towards the back.
I think I was. Yeah, I was by. Yeah, you're like the farthest one back. No, second. I don't think. So I think I was behind. I was beside Caduceus.
Correct.
Yeah, that's about right.
Is that
You're right
second
there.
to last.
That's me. Okay. So
With Ford and Essex.
let me just try to make it to the portal.
Okay.
I'm gonna just start running.
35, 40, 45, 50. What's your movement?
Yeah, 50.
50. You can get there on your movement and your bonus. You still have an action. However,
Didn't you just say all of our movement is halved?
correct. So you would have actually been.
Oh.
Wait, why? Our movement's halved?
Because
Yeah,
of the water.
You're waist high in
difficult
water.
terrain.
We're in waist high water. God damn it.
So yeah. So that's your movement there.
What a smart spot to be in.
I'm gonna take a swing.
Go for it.
Okay. Get my paper ready.
Be like water.
14.
14 misses.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Cool. Okay, second hit.
Go for it.
Nope.
What? Can you roll a 14
Yeah, so I
to hit?
Yeah, because I rolled a 5 and it's a +9.
Damn.
And then I just rolled a 4.
12.
So.
Wow.
You were talking about those dice earlier. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. No, this one was usually
Strength
good.
is +4. Strength is 18, right?
Wait, I was swinging with my
Holy Avenger?
My Holy Avenger, yeah.
Right, so
That's
it's
nine.
proficiency bonus, which is 5.
Jesus.
Plus strength,
I did
which is
this wrong.
4. Plus weapon, which is 3.
3. Okay.
So plus 12 to whatever you rolled.
Oh, then I was looking at the 50 something.
That's
Okay,
okay.
so
That index card.
Christ. 17.
Make you the barbarian index card.
17?
That's all you need.
Just hits.
Okay.
17.
Please.
17.
Okay, so first hit. I know they're so small.
Does it have giant boobies?
It does have.
It does.
It does, yeah.
Oh, it does.
I'm gonna do savage attack.
Water boobies.
Water boobies.
There's some water boobies.
I can't attack her. She looks too much like me.
That would be 33 points of damage.
She's beautiful.
33 points of damage, nice.
And I already rolled the second hit, which was a 4, so that would bring me to 16, so.
Okay, 16 just misses. All right, so first swing is you kind of rush up, charging through the water, blade at the ready, woof, cut through, and you can see it hits water, and you're expecting it to just cut through water, and it does, but the form does kind of react to the impact. It does take damage.
Okay.
The second swing, you go wide when the tentacles hits the blade and kind of deflects it off, and it goes into the water next to you before you ready it. That's the end of your turn.
That's the end of my turn.
Jester, you're up. Bo, you're on deck.
Okay. I'm going to also run forward to try to get past it.
Okay, you get up, which is half your movement,
Uh-huh.
and then you can get that far on your movement.
Well, I wasn't prone. I was like crouched. How high was the water? Was waist level. So I was like, okay, but whatever. It's not like I was laying down.
I'll allow it. Fine. All right.
You did say
You were
what,
underwater.
on your back.
We're just booking it, right? We're all just running through this.
Yeah, we're trying to get to the portal.
You were
Trying to get to the
standing
portal.
fully upright.
We're not trying to kill this
Also
thing.
underwater.
I was crouching.
2 foot
You were,
high.
you know, you can be under.
you're
Look,
upright.
I'm crouching.
Are you doing this right now?
Yeah, I'm showing you how I can crouch and be underwater.
Sure.
Are you pooping?
I was pooping. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
if you want to take out my movement, that's fine.
No, that's fine. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to cast a
you are
spell
still,
on
It
it.
is still half your movement to get there. Though.
Yeah, I'm right next to you.
Also, Sprinkle died again.
Sprinkle's fine.
Sprinkle technically is
Sparty-
partially archfey.
Sparty
So.
is fine. I'm gonna say do something, and I'm gonna cast polymorph.
Polymorph?
Sure.
On the element.
Okay.
Sure.
What's the save on it?
18 wisdom.
18 wisdom. It rolled a 20.
Okay.
It's wise.
Sorry.
I figured it would be, but it was worth a shot, right?
Good shot, good.
But good try. All right, that finishes your go.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I use my bonus action? I'm gonna move my duplicate
Okay.
around to the other side of it to where it looks like she's trying to flank.
Okay. Easy enough to do.
Ooh! Lies! I'm gonna move my duplicate to be on the other side of Yasha, so she's within 5 feet of me. Like, I'm gonna move her, like.
Oh, so like over
Yeah, I want her to be right kind of next to me.
here, you mean?
Yeah, because she'll give me, like, it'll be harder to hit me.
Okay, you got it. All right, that finishes Jester's go. Bo, you're up with Veth on deck.
I will head to the direction that Jester's duplicate was heading in, on that kind of flank side,
Okay.
on to the right of the creature. I have unarmored move, which means I can dart on water,
You can.
so I can still get my full move. Yeah.
You can. So you can like literally jump out of the water and just Naruto run across the surface.
Which is what I do, and I get to its hind side.
Okay. Right there.
Uh huh.
Easy enough to do.
The Hind Side, starring Sandra Bullock.
Oh, Matt, I read the thing wrong. I do want it on the other side. If we're both within 5 feet of the creature, I get advantage.
Oh, I see.
That's all.
Okay, so there you
Okay,
go. On
yeah.
the other corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna take out my stick. I'm gonna hit the abyssal monster.
Wet pop, wet pop.
Slap, slap.
Slap.
It's pretty accurate.
The first one is a 21.
That hits.
Splash, splash.
Second one is a 15, which I believe misses.
It misses.
Rolled really low, but
No one got caught in the water.
it did. It got a little drag as I tried to swing my staff around.
A little bit of a shivering queef.
And that's 12 damage.
12 damage. You got.
Stunning strike.
Stunning strike.
Can
okay.
I stun this thing? Did it invent stun?
It has no effect on it.
Of course it doesn't.
Meaning you attempt to stun and it does not seem to be stunned.
That is what I will do next.
Okay.
Which I will do with my flurry of blows.
Do it. 2 more.
My plan.
Slap, slap.
2 more.
No.
A slap, slap.
Slap, slap.
Slap at a base.
Those both hit.
All right.
And that is 13 damage and 9 damage.
13 and 9.
This thing is
So
going
22
down.
total. Extract the aspects.
All right. It is resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks.
Pierce, slicing. Okay.
It is immune to acid and poison.
Immune to acid and
Electricity at it.
poison. Okay.
What was the first bit? Slicing and
Bludgeoning, piercing, slicing.
It's no good.
For non-magical attacks.
For non-magic. We're all
So,
gold.
magic weapons will get
Okay.
through. It is also immune to exhaustion, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone,
poison. All the P's.
restrained, and stunned.
You read all its chi.
Restrained, stunned. Okay,
It
cool,
can't
cool,
be
cool.
stopped. There's no stop.
This is an unstoppable water elemental.
Did you say charm in there?
Did not say charm.
Charm is not in there.
Acid. Okay. Acid, poison, exhaustion, grappling, paralyzed, petrification, poison, prone,
Personification.
rest. What is rest?
Paprika.
Restrained.
Restrained and
Is immune to rest, guys.
and stunned.
Water
It's a workhorse.
Water never snows.
Oh, so it's us.
So, when you extract aspects, can you tell if it's like a sentient being or if it's like a mindless attacking monster?
I can only figure out what it's immune and resistant and vulnerable to. But since it's immune to like stun and all these things, I feel like it's sentient. That feels, yeah. I don't know. It feels smart. Which I tell people, it feels smart and tough, but it doesn't, not getting any pings on elemental damage is what I say.
There you go. Finishing bows go. Veth, you're up.
I will dart left. Skimming across the water.
Skimming across.
Whereabouts?
Skimming away. As far as I can get. I can only move 30 feet.
Yeah, you can get there is about where you're going to sit.
And then I will throw buttons at it and say, buttons! And I will cast Hypnotic Pattern in a sort of a desperate move to stun it or something.
Okay, got it.
Does that affect me and Yasha as well?
Well, maybe.
And Bo?
Where do you create? It's a 30-foot cube.
It's a 30-foot cube. I was hoping
Aim high.
that I could center it in a way that is like, if it's you, Matt, it would be your left side that way, but in a way that it wouldn't hit Jester and Yasha.
The ceiling is about 30 feet tall.
Okay.
So if you were to point the center of it...
Could I focus a cube to its back left that it would hit only it?
Over here, you could, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That.
So, you guys watch as this corner now becomes filled with this space of coloration. Weird, semi-transparent patterns begin to just shiver and quiff. Shiver and kind of move between them and tie and untie. It's pretty trippy.
Shiver.
Shiver me quiffs.
Thankfully, it's the only one within this. It rolls a fail so it's going to use legendary resistance to succeed.
It's a legendary creature. Everybody, I've extracted another aspect. It's a legendary creature.
All right. Is that your turn, Beth?
Yeah. I have a bonus action.
You do.
I guess I can bonus action. Dash. Keep dashing.
You can, yeah.
Back towards that table with the levers and stuff on it. Yeah.
Over here?
Yeah, somewhere back there.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely get up onto there and kind of like get next to the table. The portal's like kind of flickering next to you, and as you glance over, you look into the space and you can see the odd, dreamy expanse of the astral sea, and there, beyond it, Cognouza, the living city, staring back at you.
Okay.
Literally staring back at you in some ways.
Oh, Jesus, that's creepy.
Yeah, we should
Alrighty.
try to keep going.
Just go.
The most livable city in the abyss. Voted every 3 years running.
All right, that finishes Beth's go.
So many Michelin stars.
It is now the creature's turn.
No.
Yep. Are you sure?
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty
It's
sure.
gonna be bad. It's gonna be
No,
bad.
no,
Be
it's fine. It's got
all
one
of us
attack.
are gonna get sucked into a whirlpool
One attack.
vortex.
It can just do a punch attack for 6 points of damage. That's
going
it.
to, as Beauregard sits right there on the edge,
Did it get? Oh,
it's going to go ahead and maneuver itself right here.
Nice.
Do I get a sentinel attack, or is it still in my range?
It does move out of your range, technically, as it tries to
But it's immune to.
Everything.
But if I. But sentinel doesn't technically.
It doesn't
isn't
grapple anything, it just
restrain or
reduces speed to 0.
To 0. Who knows? Maybe this will. Oh, yeah. I mean, it hits with an 18, so 30 to hit,
That'll hit, so it does not move.
and 11 damage.
Thanks, Burger.
How do you want to do this?
I trip it. It just kind of bumps its chin real bad.
Literally whipped it. All right, for daring to turn without your leave.
It goes and tries to dive into the water as its tendrils begin to go underneath, and as it does, Bo takes a swing with the staff and hits. And as it does, its body forms up like a wave, and where it's like seemingly these faint glowing orbs that float in the water where its face is readjust to where the back of the head was. It reforms facing Beauregard. You've gotten its attention.
Do its boobs also go from one side of its body to the other?
Yes, they do.
Nice.
Yes, they do.
Its nipples move through to the other side.
All right. It's going to go ahead and take 4
Do that. Yeah.
4 attacks with its tendrils.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, gee.
It's going to be 1 at Bo, 1 at Yasha, 1 at Caleb.
That's not right.
And roll a d6 for me, Laura. On a 1 to 3, it goes after you. On a 4 to 6, it goes after your duplicate.
6.
So it goes after the duplicate. Yes, nice. So that does miss you. And whips through the duplicate. However, against Beauregard, that is 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Against Yasha, that is 25 to hit.
Oh,
And then against Caleb, that is 24 to hit, actually.
That hits.
All right.
Doing a little Ringo Starr.
That like that octopus drummer in Aquaman.
Yep.
And you were like, oh, that's an interesting choice.
You really did that in this one.
Yeah.
Beauregard, you take 23 bludgeoning damage
23.
and 11 points of acid damage.
Ooh. Ooh.
So for 33 total.
Acid water.
The water from its body seems to be caustic when it wills it to be so.
That's why the water tasted so funny.
It's peeing in the water.
That's you.
Okay.
Yasha?
Pee water. I was swimming in it. I was under pee water.
25 points of bludgeoning damage. Halved.
Okay.
So only 12.
Okay.
And 4 points of acid damage.
These are big hits, guys.
Yeah, they are.
And Caleb,
Yeah.
you take 18 points of bludgeoning damage
Okay.
and 11 points of acid.
Yeah, okay. That makes my options clear.
You haven't gone yet, have you?
Nope.
No.
I also need each of you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, this should go well.
Oh no.
You have advantage.
I
'Cause you're
am
next.
I was.
She didn't get hit. But you're raging, you have advantage.
I do.
And Beauregard?
I'm so strong.
Oh wait, what? Huh? What am I doing?
Strength saving throw.
Oh, sorry. I was totally thinking of how to fight this thing.
It's trouble being ahead. That's where I'm at.
19.
Okay.
I've already been left 26.
26. Both of you guys, after being slammed by it, the tentacles wrap around you, and you just manage to push away and squeeze out. Caleb, it maintains its grip on you, and you are grappled.
Oh,
Shit.
no.
Shit.
That's not good.
All right, finishing its turn now. Caleb and Ford. You're up, but Caleb goes first. with the higher
Ford, go
dexterity.
first. Or I'll go.
Go.
So I'm in water tentacles?
Indeed. Oh, Jester, I also need you to roll a d20 for me, please, because you cast polymorph.
Woo, this is new information.
Oh, I also cast a spell, but it didn't work. Does that count?
Yours was what level? Second level?
No, third.
So I need you to roll as well.
16?
16?
It's 17 and up?
17
Oh
is
my god.
18.
I need you to roll a d100 for me, not?
I better get that out.
Ooh, boy.
Maybe it's, maybe it's something good, like
I've never
the
done
creature that you're fighting is teleported to hell.
81.
81.
Oh god, that sounds like it's gonna be something.
Your size shrinks by one category for 1 minute. You watch as Veth suddenly becomes from a medium-sized creature to... Oh no, you're a small creature.
small.
Normally, you are now a tiny creature. You're hiding and then...
What does tiny mean? Like,
What's going on?
like
just happened?
sprinkle size?
Almost. I'd say you're about...
Foot and a half?
About a foot tall.
Oh, you're so cute. What's happening?
Oh my god.
Wait, does your crossbow bolt also shrink with you?
Everything's tiny. Wait, I'm gonna have a little sip of my flask. That's a whole half an ounce.
All right.
Okay. Did I see that? Can I see Veth? Tiny Veth?
You cannot. Veth is completely on the opposite side of the room.
Am I being held up in the air or am I down low?
You're just where you were standing. You're kind of maybe lifted a little bit off the ground where it's holding you, but that's it. But it is literally blocking your line of sight to Veth.
Okay, this is a dumb move and I'm going to do it. I'm going to teleport right in front of the portal.
Okay, with the teleport spell?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
He's taking
I need
his
you.
chance.
I need you to roll a d20 for me.
18.
Oh no.
Okay, so first roll a d100, and then roll a d100.
70.
70. Okay, and then roll the second d100 for me.
There's more D100s than I've ever rolled in both campaigns together.
87. What did you roll? 83?
He went in 81.
81.
All right.
Oh my god.
So you
What?
cast teleport and shunt out of the space and appear right in front of the portal,
Oh, great.
Good job. But
which is awesome.
But I die on the spot.
But your
You
testicles
see
are made of hand.
tiny
inside
Veth,
out.
you look over and see Caleb appear. And then his form shifts as well. Only now, he's a sheep.
yes.
What? Yes. What?
I'm gonna use this little turtle. No! You don't have a sheep one, but you are polymorphed into a sheep.
You sheep shifted?
Yes.
Wow.
No.
Fuck.
He got banished.
He's a shapeshifter.
But that's your action.
I should still have my movement.
You do.
I step into the portal.
No. As
You watch. Those of you who can see, which is Beauregard looking over your shoulder, and Yasha and Jester, as you look past, you see Caleb land. And just like float slowly into astral space.
How can I not?
Yes!
How dumb are sheep? They gotta be real dumb.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh no.
We just love
In space, no one can hear you bleat.
Yep, intelligence 2. Bye.
All right, that finishes Caleb's go. Ford, you're up.
Oh my god.
Holy fuck.
From your perspective, Caleb managed to escape the grasp. Hell yeah. What are you doing?
Oh no, it's
I was
again.
the only one that saw like.
You,
Caleb
over your
sheep?
shoulder, Veth, Jester, and Yasha all had line of sight to that.
Oh.
Caduceus, Ford, and Essek did not see that.
Yeah,
Sheep lab.
With my
gigantic sheep.
with my bonus action, I'll cast Expeditious Retreat at first level.
You got it.
And I will use the dash action to run 60 feet around the right side.
You've got it. Which, because of your armor, you do not suffer the penalty.
Mariners.
So you're just straight up and out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
No, I don't know if I get all the way there, but
should have turned into a sheep. Work for me.
55.
Don't be sheepish. Get in there.
Which means you would be on the portal space. If you wanted to, you could just, with your final 5 feet, jump in.
No, I'll wait.
This is sheer.
So that's your movement and your bonus action.
My action. Yeah, that's it.
We're
That's my turn.
made for water fights.
You're holding your action for anything or no?
You're the water guy.
Readying an action if you want.
Fuck it, in the portal. Caleb's already hoofing it that way.
If it attacks,
this is veal bad, you guys.
Who's down here on the ground? It's Jester and
Yasha.
Jester and Yasha right there.
Yeah.
Caduceus and Essek.
If it attacks Jester or Yasha, I'll let out some Eldritch Blast.
All right, so you got Eldritch Blast at the ready. You got it.
It's bad.
All right, finishing Ford's go. That brings us to Essek.
Oh yeah, Essex.
Tricks, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Essek is going to. You're saying help?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's more important that you keep everyone alive. He's gonna go ahead and wrap his hands kind of in airspace and then put his kind of clenched fingers forward and rush upward like that. And as he does, you feel this gust of wind as these sparkling kind of arcane wings appear on your back.
Ooh.
And you have fly on you.
Whoa! Are they pink? Are they like unicorn?
Or are they
hamster
purple
unicorn
sparkly
wings?
Dunamancy wings?
They're purpley sparkly Dunamancy.
Yes!
So you
Feel
do have
pretty.
fly cast on you. Oh shit. He
Goth, my little
rolls a 9,
pony.
so he's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And he is going to take his movement.
Oh god.
15. That's all he can do because he's like wading through the water and he's like, don't forget to return the favor.
He can't float on the water?
Expeditious Retreat, the spell that
He
I
can't float on the water with his like his little.
It's not
like a
it doesn't
3-inch
quite work
spell.
like that. It gives him off of solid ground, but it doesn't put him over surfaces. It's not a levitate
it's
type
like
spell.
2
Do I
feet
need
of
to
water.
roll for Expeditious Retreat?
What level spell is that?
1.
I believe it's 1. No, you're fine.
Okay.
All right, so that finishes.
You guys both thinking about Devexian? Is that what's going on?
Caduceus.
What's my speed with flight?
So with fly.
It's my team
Just
here.
turn into the Steel
60 feet.
Magnolias cast. Well,
Yeah.
he was just as
Can I pick up Essex as I'm flying past?
You could, yeah. It'll slow down your movement to half, but you can do it.
But I'll get that first chunk of my movement at full speed, and then
You will.
All right, let's do that.
Okay. Now, the reason it takes half your movement, though he's a relatively light individual, you're both waterlogged, and so your clothing is very heavy. So as you drift up, it does slow your movement in half, but you do manage to pick up Essek in 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. You are essentially...
God, directly above.
I would have gone around the side. I think.
If you'd like to go on the side?
Yeah.
Which way? Over here?
What's the tendril?
Let's take the left. Actually,
this over here.
Everyone keeps taking the right. Let's take the left.
I respect that. Okay.
Yeah. Just
put you about there.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't be quite that high, but yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
You get the gist. That was what I used.
I'll also say as no, never mind. It wouldn't work. So
I'll go ahead.
Gotta go on the
You
land.
didn't want it
guys.
that high. I'll go ahead and make it not as high.
Sheep in orbit.
We have a sheep in orbit. Alrighty. So as you lift, Essex's like, he's just kind of carrying him up in the air. As you're like, ugh, the wings.
Yeah, I don't want to die from fall damage.
Tentacles
so.
are like whipping around.
So.
Yeah.
It'll break some of it. That finishes your go, Caduceus?
Yeah.
Yasha. It's your
Well,
turn.
hail. Okay.
Actually, you know what? No. At the end of your turn,
Yeah, here it
it's going to take a legendary action to go ahead and make a slam attack. Which right now, the smartest would be against you, Caduceus. I'm sorry. That would be 20.
That is my armor class.
It does hit you. So the tentacle whoosh, whips up in the air and catches you on the side. You take...
Maybe he'll just hit you into the portal.
Timbal wizard.
This isn't a new round, is it? Still the same
23
round?
points of bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
And 10 acid.
Yasha starts.
That's not cool.
All right. Yasha, now it's your turn.
Okay.
Come on, Yasha.
We going?
No
We just
more
going and we just going.
around.
I mean, gotta get everybody together, yeah.
Do you think
I'm gonna just start booking it
Caleb's
to the portal.
eyes are square?
50's your movement, you said?
50's my movement.
That's your movement there to just get there. You still have your action and bonus action.
You could just go.
Trouble.
Where's my girlfriend?
On the ass.
She's 10 feet from you in front on the stairs, like still kind of facing off with the creature, which is now facing that direction.
Okay.
Eyes facing boobs and all, facing off
Great.
against Beauregard.
Yeah.
She knows how to handle that. I'll jump in.
Okay.
Rest of my turn.
You leap in. It now takes its reaction. It wasn't worried about the sheep. Wasn't too worried with you, but you've been a bit of a problem. It's gonna go ahead and strike out with its reaction, 'cause it still has it, to try and hit you. That would be a 25 to hit you.
Yeah.
All right, so you take 20 points of bludgeoning damage, reduce to 10.
Okay.
And 3 points of acid damage. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
No. Come on. Come on.
Okay. I have advantage. Oh, it's cocked. I have no room in my box anymore.
I know what that's like.
Dice.
Okay, not that. Woo! Okay, natural 19, so plus 10, so yeah.
Yeah. Nice. It tries to hold on to you as you leap through. It catches you, and you just kick it off and give way into the space. You're now looking kind of back over your shoulder. You see this tiny little pocket of the inside of the room and just this vast expanse of distant, floating, gyrating,
Do I see
dark, and one sheep.
Okay.
And because it tried to attack Yasha or Jester, I'll release those Eldritch
Go
Blasts.
for it. 3 strikes on it.
That's 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
Okay. Second one is a 13, misses. And the second one, or the last one is 23. So 2 hit.
Indeed.
11. It could be like the uni.
22 points of force damage.
How much?
22 total.
Like small depth charges, both of them gonna sink into the middle of the water, about a foot into its body, and then on the inside, giving this flash of lights, and you can see the impact bubble before it kind of finds itself back to median.
Okay.
Awesome. That finishes your reaction on there. Finishes Yasha's go. Jester, you're up with bow on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna move and try to get up to the portal area.
Okay.
That is such a big
25.
I mean,
30.
it's so huge.
Right there. That's your movement.
Okay.
You're like,
You want to dash?
Yeah, double it up. Go, 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 go.
Double it up. Would I be able to make it through the portal if I doubled it? If I dashed?
you may.
Out of water? She out of
I'll use
water?
my action to get up.
Oh yeah, you'd be out of water on there, so it wouldn't
Okay,
be,
yeah, then I'll get up to it.
You can jump in, or you could stay. Up to you.
I'm gonna use
You can fly, right?
Yeah, but we need it. We might be down a cleric. I'm gonna stay off to the side.
Okay.
Jumping in?
I'm not jumping in. We got it just in case he's like somebody goes down and Caduceus is out.
Okay, so you and Ford are now currently just kind of settled right
I'll
at
go
the edge
on
of
the
the portal.
I'll be on the opposite, like on the other side of the portal from Ford. Looking
As you
across.
both stand there, there's this very faint sensation of like the wind rushing past you into the space behind, and both your hair is kind of being blown in that direction as you look at each other. Just
I'm gonna try to make it. I'm gonna have my duplicate like get underneath Caduceus and Essek just in case they fall. Like I'll be able to get to them really quickly.
you got it. All right, that finishes your go, Jester. Beauregard, you're up. Veth, you're on deck. Veth, you're on deck.
We running? We good? Because if so, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna start darting towards the portal. I'm still in combat with it.
You are. You're in melee with it. Yeah.
Can I tell if it's looking rough?
Are you grappling?
It's hard to tell on a
No
massive water
idea.
creature. It's taking some hits like a champ and doesn't appear to be changing its behavior. So
That thing is
Not
a mess.
yet.
not yet.
It's not a construct, is it? Technically.
You'd think probably not.
Okay. I don't know. I'm figuring out some shit.
No, totally. Sabo, what's your
I am going to Step of the Wind to disengage,
Okay.
so it doesn't hit me.
It did already use its reaction
Oh, it already used its
to strike for Yasha.
Oh, that's right. Well, then great. Then I'll just not do that. I'll
did
save
that
a
on
key
purpose.
point.
Anything for my princess.
Wow.
I love you so much, Ashley.
Princess Punch.
Anything for my princess.
All right. Anyway, enough room jokes. Beauregard, what you doing?
I like the Tin Man.
I run up to where Ford and Jester are.
Hey, doggy.
All right.
I look at them. Right behind me, yeah? And I jump in.
You jump into the space. Just vanish from view. As same thing, you kind of glance out a little bit after Yasha as you both kind of catch the same trajectory, just kind of floating there, looking at each other and looking back at the whipping whirlwind of water in the chamber where you previously were. Where you see the backs of Jester and Ford looking back towards you as they focus back on the inside of the chamber, hoping the rest of your friends can make it.
And a sheep.
And a little,
It's like that beautiful scene from Across the Universe, but then also a sheep is
but
there.
also a sheep? Yeah, basically. All right, the finish your turn, Bo?
Yeah.
All right, Veth, you're up.
In the contraption with the rods, there's a rod in it still.
There is.
I just wonder if we should close the door on our way through, or no.
I think that's possible.
Can we? I don't know.
You'd have to be
You
already
can make an
through the
Arcana
door.
check if you want to see if that's something possible.
Sure. I'll make an Arcana check.
Go for it.
4.
4. Possible?
Try to mage hand on the way out.
That's what I was gonna do.
But you gotta do it. It's rooms.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
do
so.
I?
I'm so. I want to stay and help them through, but I feel like between Jester and Ford,
Yeah.
they've got enough to
so
get
weak.
through. Like both of you can do Bamfy things.
It starts becoming like a chicken and an egg thing.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
feel like I should just go.
Yeah.
I'll cast Mage Hand and just leave it hovering near the rod,
Okay.
and I will climb up and into the portal.
It's supposed to like a giant leap. It's like you suddenly realize you got brushed by the chupacabra. You're just like,
Man, putting tiny backs to shame. They're like a baseball.
that's really creepy. Okay. Does that finish your turn?
Yeah.
You're now floating through space, catching up with the two of them and a sheep. You got it. All right, finishing Beth's go.
Beth is really far away from us.
How does she get the head?
It's perspective. I'm right next to you.
It's going to go ahead and move
Oh no.
in a little bit closer there.
Oof.
Angrily, it's going to go ahead and take 4 more strikes.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
mama.
Oh, right.
If it grapples all of these fuckers.
Oh, mama.
It's going to take a strike at you, Caduceus.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a strike at Ford. a strike at Jester, and a strike at Essek. One
Are you
each.
gonna try for my duplicate again, or?
Yeah, go ahead and roll for the duplicate to see if it goes after one or the other.
5.
5 goes after the duplicate. Jester, you are free.
All right, we got
As it
one first.
swings once more, swiping at the non-existent, technically, Jester Lavore.
Technically.
Swinging for you,
You
forward.
fleeced him.
It's not me.
That is a 27 to
Yes,
hit.
sir.
Against
Like those paper.
Eucaduceus. That is a 19.
Oh my god, I have a reaction to that.
Okay.
I'm going to.
I'm appalled.
How dare you! How dare you! I've encountered many bodies of water in my life, but never.
Man, Grave Clerics get all the good ability. Typically cutting words does well.
I'm going to retort with 4d6 force damage.
Okay.
2, 3, 4. And they have to succeed a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, wow. 20 points of force damage.
Nice.
That went well.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and strength saving throw?
Yep.
That is going to be 16?
I think it's off of my spell AC, which is 18.
18, so it'd be a fail. It's
So-
going to use a legendary resistance to succeed.
Awesome. How many? Wow. 2, 3 legendary resistances? Okay, we're at 2 legendary resistances now, right?
I think.
Alrighty. As the shield flashes and you can see the water form when itself holds strong like a bulwark until the shield flashes and you watch as its shoulders kind of dent inward for a moment before it has to reform the space where the impact blasted it. Alright, and the last one is again Essek, which, natural 19, that hits.
Ooh.
Alright, so Ford, you take 23 points of bludgeoning damage.
Woo, baby!
And 4 points of acid.
Okay.
And Essek takes... Ooh, that's not good. 29 points of bludgeoning damage.
Get to the portal.
And 2 points of acid damage. Essek's looking a little rough. As he takes the hit, he's like, ah! And against coughing, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
And so does Essek.
Putting on sheep.
21.
21, you succeed. Essek with a natural 3 does not.
I didn't lose my hair. I got more.
Oh, Essek is grappled?
Essek is grappled.
Natural 19.
So you are now clutching him, and you can't move as long as you're holding on to him, as the creature has a strong hold on Essek Thales.
Can that fucker teleport or anything?
We'll find.
All right,
out.
that finishes his turn.
Maybe he had it
Now
coming.
we come to Caleb. You're a sheep. Ford, your turn.
And you're not grappled?
I am not.
But Essek is.
But Essek is.
And he's up in the air?
Not high, but yes.
Yeah, about like 15 feet up in the air, being held by Caduceus, who now is like trying to hold and pull, his wings flapping hard, and Essek is just grabbed by it, and Essek's like, ugh, just reeling from the pain of the crush and the acid burn.
I'm just trying to picture it, so if I waded out to him, would I be able to jump up and reach him at all if he's 15 feet in the air?
15 feet's a pretty high jump, especially from water, even with your armor.
Can you aim at the tentacles that's holding him?
I don't know if that'll drop him, though.
We'll certainly try.
We certainly
It's up
could.
It's D&D, you can imagine it, you can certainly try.
That's right.
Oh, wait.
It's not a bad idea, actually. Well, I do hate to stay here, though, and this is my whole fucking movement. And be here for another round. Balls. My hit points.
It's your call.
Yeah, I'll fire 3 Eldritch Blasts at the tentacle.
Okay, because you're aiming specifically at a tentacle, it does have a higher AC than the creature's base AC, because you're aiming at a very specific part. So as opposed to aiming for the 17, you are aiming for a 22. Go ahead and roll.
A disadvantage or just regular rolls?
Just regular rolls at a 22.
We'll do it.
What? That's off.
Regular rolls.
Regular rolls.
13.
All the way back to the beginning.
Yeah.
10 is 23.
23 hits.
Okay.
What if this city is...
That's a 4. Ah, God, Jesus.
Rock and roll.
Just go bowling.
That's a natural 1.
Okay, so one hit.
1 hit. 11 points of force damage.
11 points of force damage. It hits it, and you watch the tentacle kind of bursts a bit on one side, but it holds true. The other two, unfortunately, go wide. It's not enough to sever its connection to Essex.
I can't make myself a liability. I back up through the portal.
Oh, you're just gone?
My hit points are too low, and I can't stay here for another round.
And Ford is now drifting out in the astral sea with the rest.
If I could have touched him, I
Mighty
would have
Nein.
one thing, but...
All right, that finishes Ford's go.
We don't want to be
It
fables.
is now Essex. Essex is you're holding on. It's like, don't worry. We've all got tricks up our sleeve.
Okay.
And he's in a bonus action cast Misty Step.
There we go.
Oh, that's clutch.
Vanish out and appear right in the space where Ford was. Just kind of drifting off the ground, but a bit. Looks over at Jester. Let's make it quick. And then just glides into it and continues his gliding outward, almost like he just drifted into a fly. All right.
I'm gonna shout from my duplicate. Come on, Caduceus!
You got it.
Nice.
Okay, finishing Essex turn.
Jester.
Caduceus.
Bonus action, turn invisible.
Bonus action, turn invisible. You got it.
And I'm going to try and make a beeline with my movement towards the portal.
That is smart as fuck because it cannot make a reaction attack.
Nice.
Nicely done.
So,
does my reaction get me all the way to the portal?
Your movement?
Does my movement get me all the way to the
movement
portal?
of 60 right now.
Oh,
Because you're no longer
so-
holding Essex.
Because I'm no longer holding Essex. So on my way out,
I'm gonna draw a dick.
Oh, but however, actually, this is a valid point. Essex did take damage. He took 31 damage. We'll see if he drops the fly spell.
Oh. Does he have Forecaster? He does, right?
He does. So he gets, which is good because his first roll was a 3. That'll do it. Natural 18. Yeah.
Yes,
So he maintains concentration on fly. You remain able to make this turn. So as you glide towards the portal, invisible, you turn around at the last minute. What are you doing?
Is Jester the last one here?
Mm-hmm. Both of them.
I'm gonna tap a bless on my way out just to. Actually, how do you look? Do you look fucking rough?
I don't look fucking rough.
Okay, I'm gonna tap a bless on you on the way out.
Tap that bless.
Tap that bless.
Tap that bless.
Jesse.
Okay.
Get through that door.
Yeah, don't
Essex
do
gets through the
another
door.
fun ball, please.
I know, right?
There you go. All right. That brings us around as everyone else is drifting. Jester, it's your turn. You and your duplicate now stand confronting this angry, elemental monstrosity. What are you doing?
I'm gonna say, it's just you and me, titties. And I'm gonna make my duplicate step up in front of me and like have a standoff with her like she's putting up her dukes. She's gonna pull out a hand axe and like act like she's about to fight it as I back up and try to bam through the door.
Okay. It does have its reaction back.
I know.
So it's going to go ahead and take a swipe. And since you're the one stepping out of range and not the duplicate, it is not
Okay.
fooled. Because it's reacting against the one that moves out of its 20-foot combat range.
Okay.
Which is tentacles allowed.
20-foot combat range.
That's fine.
Those titties have a long range.
As soon as she leaps through the portal, it attacks her through the portal. You make it through. You jump and about 5 feet, a little over 5 feet out of the portal, whipping out through towards you. That's going to be a 25 to hit. You take... That's actually a pretty low roll.
She's a tank.
20 points of bludgeoning damage
Is that grappled?
and 2 points of acid damage. I need you to make a strength saving
No.
throw.
With
Roll.
the D4.
Come on, strong
Hi.
girl.
Yeah, that's right. You got that bless?
Come
Are
on.
we close at all to try to...
Strong. No.
No.
That's a 7 plus 2 is a 9.
You guys, as Jester rushes out, going towards you, she's now held and tethered through the portal.
Use my mage hand to pull.
Wait, isn't your mage hand on the
Okay.
lever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't your mage hand on the lever?
Mage hand is on the lever.
It is on the lever.
Cut that
So we come back. Veth, it's your turn.
I will push down the lever.
Pull the lever!
Okay.
She's on the astral plane side?
Yeah.
I'm still on the astral.
So,
Because it doesn't pull, it just grapples.
Yeah.
Yep.
correct. So she's
That's
just
right.
held there. You watch.
That's amazing.
She's on our
You
side.
watch as Jester's now pulled and being drawn back into the portal, and the portal vanishes. with just a splash of water that drifts out, releasing you.
The endless void.
Yeah!
Good job, Tiny Van!
Oh man.
It's out here, you guys!
Popple running through the.
You guys.
Do you think we could have a feast out here in the sea?
Oh, yeah,
Very Alice in Wonderland trying to set up a
When the
table.
door closes, what is in its place? Just a door?
Nothing.
Anything?
Nothing.
Yeah, gone.
Where it vanishes, you all now glance about. The wash of elation of your escape and that victory is short-lived as you all now look about yourselves, kind of free-floating in the middle of a spatial expanse where you've been once before. Adjacent to the folding halls of Halas, you once engaged and stepped into the mouth of an astral dreadnought in a very similar realm, as you now find yourselves free-floating through the astral sea. You take stock of everyone, including the sheep, and look back
Floating around.
towards the mass of rock that now it is challenging to figure out perspective of how big it is. It is so immense before you below. An entire, still intact section of Aeor stares back. Hundreds of structures and neighborhoods and streets intertwined. Arches, walkways, tall towers that seem to reach on forever. Somewhere in there is Lucian and Kree, heading towards whatever their goals are. And as you all look forward to where you're intended to go, you can't help but look out of the peripheral of your eyes and see bits of the city shift and flex, like muscles involuntarily awakening. And beneath the rock, you can see these long tendrils, thin sinew, like drifting threads that coast along with it as it moves forward. And it is moving closer and closer. Caleb and Bo. It's at this point you begin to hear in the inside of your head a familiar sound, a static of faint screams and laughs and sobs and shouts, and a voice peeks through. Welcome. 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 And that's where we'll end tonight's episode.
Oh boy, they just got themselves a sheep.
Everybody flock together.
We are woefully unprepared for this.
Oh, I'm bleeding out of all the places.
The sheer horror of it.
We're looking rough.
Terrible.
What's your HP?
1
Awful.
That's all
My
I
total?
needed.
Yeah.
154.
No, where are you now?
16.
Why?
Because I was like, I don't want any of you guys to have to peel me off the ground. So I was like,
That's why I
I'm gonna
did
go
what
through
I
the portal.
did. I was like, I could go out of here cool and dead or alive.
You did go out cool.
That's pretty cool.
This thing is holding me and I have no strength.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, you've made it to Cognouza.
Oh my god.
We'll see what lies in store for you next time.
I can't wait to go shopping.
Shopping episode?
Shopping episode.
Yeah. Cognouza.
Yeah.
Do you have any healing potions?
Just vomits into a glass.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I
All
need a
right.
shearing episode.
Yeah.
Well, we'll pick up there next time. Thank you all so much for joining us. We love you very much, and is it Thursday yet? Good night.
Oh.